'cause you're under pressure, under pressure. Pressure. You're cooked. Pressure. Like your shitty ass book. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. The pressure is real. Pressure. You're under the pressure. Drowning in the pressure. You're now under pressure. Pressure. Pressure's got you by the tongue, and it's over now. You're under pressure. The pressure, pressure. Full force, no lecture. 'Cause we're here for pressure.
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry, I was waving at Donna backstage and I just looked really silly. Really silly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And sorry about the pushing back the time. I didn't realize that Dreadful Penny was on right at the same, anyways, the same time. So I pushed it back because I was like, oh my God. Plus I wanted to hear it. And a lot of you were there. I'm nervous. I really am. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I sign myself up for? And so I tend to do this. This is what I do. Welcome to my channel. It's called Difficult for a reason. It's not just the cult. It's me too. I'm difficult to even appease myself. So, and there's birds chirping at 8 o'clock at night. So, hey, I know I did. I found her earlier. J's for Justice. Hey, Greer's. Good to see you, Greer's Garden. Sparky Pilot, Sketty Nona, Dora Pinion. Hey, Miss Dora. How are you? Good to see you. Donella Allen. Good to see you too. Two Birds on a Wire. Thank you. And Paula D. Y'all see my smoke. And I never can say your name. Rakeem. I'm talking to you though. I don't know how to say it. Rakeem. I'll have to look it up. But good to see you. Huggy Bear. And Deanna Tronsdale. I don't know how to say it. I feel bad. My name is difficult. I get it. But it doesn't help that they cram them into one, little sentence, one run-on sentence. And you're like, anyways. And Googie. Hey, Googie. Yeah, Googie said that they were chatting in. No wonder I couldn't see my comments, they said, because I was chatting in here. Anyways, from Dreadful Penny. So let's see. I'm going, oh, thank you. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. Appreciate you. Really. And Donna is back there. She says, hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. In her Mississippi charm. Beach Bum. What's up, Beach Bum? How you been? You doing okay? I know that I test the validity or the endurance of your eyelids, so I get it. I'm just glad you show up at all. You don't have to, but you do. And that goes to all my mods. So, and Sophia Petrillo OG says, well, new member. So thank you. I love Sophia, right? She was the best one out the bunch, I think. Well, Blanche always gave you a run for your money. Oh, how do I say it? Not a hooker, but just, you know what I mean? She was just very open and very sexual. I remember that. I used to watch Golden Girls with my grandma. So that's, hey, Marty. And Sketty Nona. And I'm very slow. This Stacy eats frogs. You don't say. Faye loves nature. Faye loves nature. That sounds like Hawkeyes loves nature. Marissa Monroe. Lindsay Hendricks. What up? All right. I made it to the beginning. All right. And Miss Sophia, gifted difficult research memberships. Thank you. I'd like to say that I had my thing set up, but I don't. I don't know. Look, I looked up the directions to hook up my Stream Deck Mini so I could play some things, some sound bites, some whatever sound effects. And this thing is intimidating as hell. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so I'm going to be working on that. That's kind of have this trip that I've been putting myself through. And Jason's not feeling well, so I don't have his support, and I need him to kind of guide me into the right direction, or at least bitch. We kind of bitch at each other. We're like, oh no, you do this. See, I told you. Anyways, we get shit done. But so hopefully he feels better soon, and we'll be right back to bitching in no time. You used to watch Mama's Family? I love Mama's Family. I didn't when I was a kid, like when I was growing up, but I did as I got older and into a young adult. And then I understood it, My cousin Jonathan used to always want to watch Mama's Family, and I was like, I don't want to watch it. It could have just been him. And that way I just didn't want to watch what he wanted to watch. My grandma, on my mom's side, my nanny, she got us to watch The Sound of Music, and I was like, I don't want to watch The Sound of Music. Oh my God. And now I'm like, doe, a deer, a female deer. Anyways, I haven't seen it in a few years, though. Need to watch it. Well, thank you. Thank you, Miss Shirley Graff. I appreciate that. 5 difficult research members. Be sure to tell her thank you. And to I'm not to Miss Sophia too, if you got one of those gifted memberships. That's really sweet of you guys. Thank you. Dukes of Hazzard, oh my God, just the good old boys. That's what we deal with all the time over here, is the good old boys. Just kidding. Kinda. But the Carol Burnett show. Oh, y'all are really, you've been looking into, it ain't fun. It's not fun to learn, especially the way I was introduced into video editing. It was like, oh, okay. And it was due to my aunt, to Lori and all that and what happened to my family. And so, I mean, it wasn't option. It wasn't because I wanted to. It wasn't because I had an interest in film editing or video editing or whatever. I've kind of just had to roll with the punches, I mean, so hopefully you don't have the same, situation. And hopefully you're doing it because you want to. It is a lot. It is so much a lot. It made me understand and appreciate the creators who do such a wonderful job here. And yeah, I mean, I really do. I'm like, oh my God, they work hard. You do. You work hard. It just is. It's part of the beast, I guess. So I think that's really cool. Really cool. Oh God. The only thing I remember watching at my grandma's house was the news and the Oliver North trial. I'm not sure why that is. What I remember. That, oh my gosh, right? That's funny. What are anybody? Y'all share your memories. That's really cool. I like reading those. My grandma used to sew Barbie clothes for my Barbies. I mean, straight up. I really appreciate, and she would show us. She would sew all the grandkids. There were 17 of us. She would sew our summer clothes. So we had these shorts, which she called jams. Okay, they were jams, and they had to draw, the string. So we had our jams, and then she'd just buy tank tops and different solid colored tank tops. And I mean, yeah, we wore them out. But oh, hee haw, oh Lord. That's interesting. Mush. Oh, your mom sewed, Donna, but my grandma's did not. Your grandma watched wrestling? Oh my God. I hated wrestling. I'm like, it's so fake. It's so fake. I've been calling fake out since I was a kid. No, but my grandma would watch. I mean, she worked. This grandma I'm talking about, Mama Trahan. I mean, I was really close to her, and she always worked. I mean, like her and my grandfather were always opposite shifts. They had a what I call a mom and pop convenience store, but I mean, you could find everything and the kitchen sink because they had it in the back storeroom where I'd go bag ice. And anyway, so I was kind of brought up behind the counter in a sense growing up as a kid, and I would go like when I would go with my grandma, she would go open up the store, get up at 4:30 in the morning, and she had her routine down flat, okay? And I mean, she would we would drive to the store, it'd be dark, and then we'd get there, she'd sit in the parking lot, the empty parking lot for a couple minutes, and we'd look around, okay, because it's dark and we are not in a good part of town. And so we'd make a beeline for the door to unlock it. She had her knives. All right. She had her damn kitchen knives straight up, just whichever one. And we'd unlock the door because, I mean, she had her bag of money, you know? I mean, she was so like, I look back and I'm like, good Lord. It's, anyways, it's just interesting, you know? But so we'd go in and then she'd go and she'd make homemade homemade biscuits from scratch and beignets, which are, you know, uh, she'd have different ones, cinnamon, glazed, and just I think regular. And she'd have her usually a lot of men that work in the industries and stuff. They would come by every morning and get their breakfast. Anyways, I feel like I'm doing an infomercial or something. I'm sorry, memories, but I mean, you'd have your morning rush, and then I would eat breakfast, and then I would pass out behind the counter on we called them a pallet. We just drag out a blanket and a pillow and just fall asleep. And then all the guys, the salesmen that would come for Frito Lays, or I used to call the one man, oh my gosh, the ding dong dude, um, hostess, the hostess man. I was like, I call him the Twinkie man. That's what it was. Anyways, but I really like, and my grandpa would work opposite shifts. So he would work the nights and she would work the days. So whenever, there would be times when she would be home and we'd watch the soaps, right? The soaps. We watch the damn soaps. Other than that, she always had us working or doing something, dusting the shelves, mowing the grass she owned a couple trailer parks. Oh yeah, trailer park. And yeah, I learned a lot from her just by watching her. I have to tell you this. She, anyways, I don't even know if I should. I mean, she was my grandma, but she called it hoe mopping. All right, hoe mopping. All right, I don't know why she called it that, but I guess because of the way she did it. But so she would like, okay, let me teach you how to mop. And I'd be like, okay. And I would just be watching her. And then I would be like, okay, like I'm ready. I'm ready to take over. She would end up mopping the whole damn thing. And she'd be like, okay. And I was like, all righty. Thanks for handing it over. Anyway, so I know how to home mop. Anyways. All right. We're not here for that. But thanks for letting me share my silly stories that are very special to me. And also, Donna, I don't know, we might need to wrench a few more mods. If anybody wants to mod, please raise your hand and we will give you a wrench, please. Or, please. Not forcing you to do it. Hey, Susiana. That's a beautiful name. You can't see anything because you're not a member? It's not a members only. It's just regular stream. You should be able to. You might want to refresh, maybe. Maybe. Grandmas are the best pillars that hold the glue together. Right. I agree with that. I was close to 2 of my grandmas. I have more than that because I'm blended family. So I had like 4 sets of grandparents, or more, but 4 that I was close to. Anyways, so what about CrimeCon, right? I thought you'd never ask. What I'm going to do because I really don't know. Let me shut that one out. I'm going to pull this up first. Because like this morning I woke up, like I had a shitty day or shitty evening yesterday. And so I went to bed and I just couldn't get my sleep out. I told y'all Jason doesn't feel good. So he makes a lot of noise in his sleep whenever he doesn't feel good. And it just, I don't know. It's like I hear it and I'm just not getting good rest. But I did wake up and I saw where like Jay was at the airport this morning and I was like, oh, good. So I watched that entire live. I think I fell asleep to it actually. And then earlier when I was looking, I found that she was flying she was doing the zip lining thing with the trial tourists. Okay. So we're just going to catch it here. All right. And just check in this way. And
it takes a minute for it to kick in.
Where's the volume? That's weird.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's.
Oh, I have it muted. Okay. I was like, man, really? Sound was muted. Well, unmute it. Literally. Unmute. Okay, let's try that again.
It takes a minute for it to kick in. Mac attack! Oh my gosh.
Mac attack.
Okay, so let's flip this around. We have to go all the way up there. Okay, I was acting all brave and stuff, and now my belly is
Not.
It is not. No, it is. Fortunately, I won't do that. Hey, everybody, breaking news. We're going zip lining. Flip it, flip it. Flip it, flip it.
Look.
Okay, I'm Christina. This is Lori. This is Denzel. This is my first live because it's good. Hola. And Janice, ballet flat. Ballet flat. She's even got them on.
She got her flats on.
I love it. Hey, why? Thank you. We're getting ready to zip line, guys. Thank you. Why wonder? I'm with the trial tourists. They talked me into zip line. I've never zip lined before. I was feeling scared. I'm a little scared.
I would be.
Oh, look, that's how the chat shows up. Okay. Yeah. This is so cool. That is that's the Janice. There's Molly Colleen.
What? I missed that earlier.
Hey, Matt.
Oh.
Cooter in the air. Close your legs when you get up there, yo.
Cooters in the air, right?
All right, guys. There's Caesar's Palace right there. And there's the lines. We didn't say that. There's the lines.
We stayed at Paris.
So we're going to go across here. We got people down here watching us.
Warriors.
Is Marcella watching us? No, she went back to the... Yes. Hey, Ski Utah. Ski Utah. Cooter in the air. That one was hilarious. Oh, do you think my... Oh, shit.
The same.
Hey, Sleuthy.
Mm-hmm.
Which Sleuthy? Sleuthy Goosey. Okay. She runs the U.S. Secret Service. No, I know. I love that. Yeah. X handle? Yes, she is the U.S. Secret Service. Oh, I followed Sleuthy for Delphi.
What? That blew my mind earlier. I was like, what?
Her Holman episode was the best. Yeah. The best.
One that orange truck? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get this ready. Too. I could use to record. Do they only record in like 30-second segments? No, it's 3 minutes. That's 3 minutes if you press it. Okay.
Can we get you guys?
That's why with the September 6th, I only have 7 clips. So
no.
Oh, what? We were first. All right. We're getting in this elevator thingy.
Yeah, my E's not working.
Good.
Oh. What? Having issues.
Hey, Sean. Thank you. All right. All right, guys.
I'd be nervous.
People are saying hi, Christina. Okay, I was literally being brave. I am scared. I don't like. I was being brave, you guys, and
Dang.
Get them up in one
hitting-
piece. No one's falling off in about a week. Trust us, we're good.
Oh my God. He says
Better kill me.
It's really just like a slide. You're jumping from, you're not even
Yeah,
jumping.
I agree
You're,
with that
yeah,
one.
you're just sliding.
Donna,
Can I use my camera?
Unfortunately, you may not be able
Vanilla.
to.
Said it wrong.
We might have to turn off the live, guys.
That's why you guys gotta invest in Ray-Bans.
We do.
Yeah, you
We
can wear
do.
those.
Yeah, we can wear those.
Yeah, you can wear those.
Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't get
I don't
like
stream
your
live.
view on it, you know?
Yeah, but Ray-Bans you can use security for, and you can still record.
Yeah, okay.
So head down here.
Yeah,
those
okay.
guys.
I think you can hook your live to your glasses.
You can't, I can't.
How really? Does YouTube shut that down because it's Meta?
Yeah, I don't think I can. I think I can only go live on Instagram and Facebook. Christina should have an all access pass. She does. So,
Uh-oh.
Hello guys. Hi.
That's got to be my internet. I hope not. Damn it. The CrimeCon, CrimeCon executives or whatever replaced Christina's ticket for the one that she missed out on and had a shitty experience last year because of people we know who they are. Crazy.
Can we bring our camera?
To me, that says a lot. It gives a lot of credibility to Christina because, I mean, that's a third party. They're not interested in what we do. I don't think. Well, maybe they should be, but for them to see, that and replace her, all access CrimeCon ticket from last year, that says a lot to me. That says a lot to me, big time. So
Dan, you are on this side. If you have two bands, you're on this side.
I think we all have this. Here's one. I
You
have
have,
two.
you have one, you're on the opposite side. That means you're flying seated.
Yeah.
thank you for becoming a
I'm
member.
seated.
Oh, I'm on the wrong side.
With
Oh, you're
your
seated? I'm supposed to be
Naked
Superman.
bitches.
She's seated, I'm
Thank you.
Superman.
you're seated.
Yeah, please see your wrist.
They only,
So
They want.
show me your phone and you purchased the ticket.
we purchased a ticket on the thing outside and gave them.
Yay.
Oh no.
No, I have my ticket. You should still have yours.
Mhm.
Oh, hold on, maybe it's in my pocket then. One sec. She's
Can we keep our cameras out or no?
All
Thank
your
you.
personal-
Thank you.
We can't.
That's all your personal belongings.
Oh,
Superman.
I'm gonna.
But yeah, like, they gave me the
Okay. I gotta put everything in my bag, guys. I'm sorry. I'll be back after.
Damn you.
Yeah.
And you
Damn
too.
policies.
I will record it on my metas,
Please
so
don't put your belongings in these bags.
we're going zip lining.
No. We do record you while you fly, but
Okay.
just for safety.
All right, I'll be back after, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, get their prescription, of course.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be back.
If you have a prescription for them, right? And some people do. All right. So that was from Everyday with Jay. And this one is, we're going to look at Christina's. Now, I've watched this one a couple times, actually. This was from a day ago. She's gotten 4,600 views now. That's good. It was trickling at it had been 6 hours since she had posted it. But let's listen to her experience.
Hi, I'm Christina, the person that Lauren and John Matthias of Hidden True Crime tried to set up for stalking, when in reality, they were the ones stalking me. Yep.
The woman that is the face of most of the TikToks is in Europe right now.
I was watching them, and every other day
Yeah.
there was a new TikTok.
There were times when you would wake up at 3 a.m. and go, is there a post?
Happy for their friendship. They're posting pictures of each other at the courthouse. I'm happy that they all get along.
CrimeCon is in 3 days, and I'm so excited for a redo. Now, let me explain to you what happened this time in September last year. Day 1, I get there on September 3rd. September 4th, a person from the sheriff's department in Utah County comes to my house to try to serve me with a stalking injunction. My husband calls me and says, someone's here to serve you with something. I don't know, sends them to me. I was like, what the freak is this? So I go to hotel security, CrimeCon security, and the Aurora Police Department because I don't want to break any injunction, even if it's full of
Right.
lies. But I
That's why
also
she's
want to
asking
cover my
questions.
bases to make sure I'm safe, because she
Yeah.
pulled this on my friends in Idaho. September 4th, hang out with Lori Hellis in the bar. She texts me, let's meet at 8. I'm like, great, see you at 8. We go down, we hang out there for a while. Then I hang out with Lindsay. We see some of our friends, hang out there till about 12:30. Little did I know, the Aurora Police Department finally came to talk to me about the call I made. And then Lindsay and I would go back up to the hotel room, go to sleep, not knowing what happened. Wake up on the 5th. I call an attorney. The attorney says, like, look, you haven't been served legally, and so you're fine to go to CrimeCon. Until you're served with the papers yourself, you're fine. So I go to CrimeCon, I go to one panel, go walk Creator Alley, see some friends. Then as I'm walking to go to the Daybell panel, you see where the head of CrimeCon security and 2 police officers from the Aurora Police Department, one of which also works for the FBI. Yeah. Anyway, he's traded out, and then 2 police officers served me the papers. So I go back to my hotel room that night. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go hang out with friends, because like they told me I could go to the hotel bar. I go to the hotel bar. I have a friend go circle around 3 times. I'm in the clear. No one's there. Go over there. As I'm taking pictures, a friend of mine and a podcaster you all love taps me on the shoulder and says, hey, she's in your space. And I was like, great. I will turn on my meta glasses and walk away. The next day, I honestly sleep in, get ready to go down to the hotel bar area, go down, and I've been there for 2 hours when Detective David Ekstrom comes and tells me that, hey, they want to enter the bar area, so you need to go. Yeah, right before that, I was sitting on a seat with someone to my left, someone to my right. I felt like I was surrounded. I knew that I was being watched. I knew I was surrounded. It was like that moment from a movie where it goes whoosh. And I knew I was being surrounded. And that's why I have a bunch of footage of like, I had turned my meta glasses on to be like,
Look,
I know I'm surrounded.
This is Joe Schmo. This is Miss Woozy, and this is Megan.
And I need to document like around me, because I knew that I was like getting stressed out. That's freaking freaky, guys. I'm a super strong person, but knowing that I was surrounded was freaky. It was so freaky. Well,
there was Grayson.
Knowing that I was surrounded was freaky.
Try and be faster. Right there. Okay.
So freaky. Well, I see Grayson first. So I turn on my meta glasses camera and
okay, look at this. Oh my God, I didn't do this earlier, and holy shit. If looks could kill, huh? There's Grayson. I don't know who that is. This is Gigi's daughter. Okay.
As I see her come in, that's when you see Lauren enter the frame. Anyway, Detective David Ekstrom comes up, pulls me to the side.
Why'd she just, it's like Lauren went this way, and there's Grayson, and then she turned back and went that way. Interesting.
Anyway, Detective David Ekstrom comes up, pulls me to the side, and I'm like, look, I was here first. And he's like, doesn't matter in Colorado.
Sorry.
Come to find out it does. That's actually illegal. While I'm talking to him, she and Grayson and Joe Petito is in the middle of them. She and Grayson were literally going around, like walked around us a couple times. Oh my gosh, I wish we could have that body cam footage. Why does that body cam footage not exist?
Charlie.
Guys, the funniest things happened if we were to get that body cam footage. We also have someone who's another podcaster, YouTuber, who comes up to me. I had met this person through a friend. I had explained not using her name, like, oh yeah, someone here is trying to set me up for something I didn't do. And he comes up to me and he's like, oh my gosh, are you getting arrested? I was like, I told you it was going to happen. I told you she was going to try. Like, even though I've been here first, I'm not doing anything illegal. Even if I walked from my hotel room to an Uber, she would try to call the cops on me for that. So I might as well have a good time. And I'm not doing anything illegal. And I'm not breaking the injunction. Anyway, he comes up and he says that. And I was like, I told you it was going to happen. I told you she was going to try. And all of a sudden, like, someone comes up and is like, oh, is this your wife? Like, going to be like, nice to meet you. He was like, huh? No. And all of a sudden I see this line setting up, coming up to take pictures with this person. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. That body cam footage would be
Thank God for meta
hilarious.
glasses.
Anyway, I leave. I ask if I can walk out on my own because I know that she wants to, take pictures and publicly humiliate me. And I'm not gonna let her. I'm not gonna let that happen if I don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask him if I can walk out on my own. He says yes. On Sunday, I fly home. But oh my gosh, that weekend was crazy. I cannot wait for this redo. Because, guys, I don't want anything to do with these people. And I ended my friendship with Lauren, and I did not look back. I do obviously not regret the decision I made. And I'm happy as can be, even with all the crap she's put me through this past year. Whatever. It's just a hiccup in life. There are people out there who have it way worse.
Yeah.
CrimeCon gifted me my ticket this year. Super
Yay.
stoked. I wish I could have a sponsorship from Meta ad. I don't know how to do that. I haven't even tried. That's last year's CrimeCon story. Hopefully that fills in the gap of some of the things that happened during CrimeCon of 2025. The end. CrimeCon 2026, here we come. See you guys on the other side. Peace.
Right? That's such a good video. And I really saw more than I did a lot. The other 2 times I watched it. I mean, just to watch how that's okay. So when she said that they were circling around her, I was like, I know that feeling. I know what she's explaining right now, because through this process and learning about all the just stabbing in the back and the exploitation and all that cringe stuff, came to light. That's exactly how I felt our experience had been. Like, me and my family have been being circled around, like, like they're sharks just circling around their prey. And oh my God. So it was interesting when she said that too.
Be like, I know I'm
I know the
surrounded and I
feeling.
need to document like around me, because I knew that I was like getting stressed out.
Playing this again.
That's freaking freaky, guys. I'm a super strong person, but knowing that I was surrounded was freaky.
It is. It F's with your head. It like, you're like, oh my God, like, to what extent will they go? And to not even know. That's even freakier. Okay. To not even know all the orchestrating and the sabotaging, all of the string pulling, triangulating, all of the toxicity swarming around you in your most vulnerable moment is, I'm telling you, it's a mind screw. Okay. And I hope nobody else ever has to experience that. Although I know I don't think that's a realistic outcome, because I think this is kind of how it goes. I don't know that for a fact, but this is where I'm swimming. Okay. And this is what I've been looking into, and hopefully can make a difference here in people who find themselves on this side of crime, and thrust into things, and maybe help them navigate these shark infested waters a lot easier and without being as exploited. Okay. There's got to be, where there's a will, not only is Trisha on her way, but there's a way. I was making a funny anyways. But I mean, just to see
So
this,
freaky. Well, I see Grayson first. I turn on my meta glasses camera,
This.
and as I see
that, I mean, I called it better the first time, but you know what I mean. Let's try it.
it was so freaky.
But
Well,
let
I
me
see
see if I can
Grayson
get it
first. I
again.
turn on my meta glasses camera,
I mean, she's looking dead
Right.
at her.
and as I see her
Ugh.
come in, that's when you see Lauren enter the frame. Anyway, Detective David Ekstrom comes up.
Mhm.
Pulls me to
And Gigi's daughter is so pretty, by the way. But anyway, so there's that part. And then I have, like I said, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm just navigating too. All right. So I'm going to play this, hopefully. And this is Welcome to CrimeCon 2026. It's a video that I used, or that I made via my LM not Lauren Matthias, but LM Google Notebook. Oh,
Welcome to Las Vegas, the site of CrimeCon 2026. Over the course of 3 days, you're going to have access to more than 70 hours of
oh, god dang. Man.
programming spread across a massive physical footprint. To help you maximize your time, we've built a step-by-step survival guide that covers exactly what to pack, how to handle registration, and how to build an itinerary that works for you. Before we get into the details, you only need 2 things to get through the door: your smartphone and a valid government-issued photo ID that matches the name on your registration. With thousands of attendees and back-to-back sessions, showing up with a clear plan is the only way to turn a chaotic weekend into a focused, high-value experience. Step 1 is preparing for the physical environment. Your base of operations is Caesar's Palace, which means you will be walking miles each day, constantly moving between the intense Nevada heat outside and heavily air-conditioned rooms inside. Your daily bag needs to account for this. Pack a portable phone charger, a reusable water bottle, warm layers for the freezing ballrooms, and most importantly, wear comfortable shoes. The event enforces a respectful casual dress code. You are attending alongside victims' families and law enforcement professionals, so cosplay or dressing up as characters is strictly prohibited and will get you turned away at the door.
And then there's Trisha with the old bat and a cowboy hat. Just saying, she's there. She reminds me of somebody going to Mardi Gras. Okay, Mardi Gras festivities. You know, like, throw me something, mister. I live in Louisiana. We know how to party.
To get your badge, we recommend utilizing Thursday's early registration between 5 and 7 p.m. Schedule puts you at the hotel after 12 p.m. on Friday. You'll need to bypass the main registration lines and head straight to the help desk to get your credentials. Securing your badge and packing your gear on day 1 ensures you won't be stuck in a logistical bottleneck while the opening sessions are starting. Once you're inside, your physical navigation depends entirely on a digital tool called Sket. You'll use this app to sync your favorite sessions directly to your personal calendar. This pushes real-time alerts to your phone if a room changes or a panel is updated. When you open the app, the master schedule looks overwhelming, so you must rely on filters. For instance, to focus on deep dive evidence analysis, select the Case File tag to instantly narrow your options to panels covering those topics. Mapping out these specific filters means you dictate exactly where you need to be and when, putting you in total control of your weekend. Between those panels, you'll likely spend your downtime navigating Creator Row and the main exhibition halls. These areas are where you'll meet your favorite creators, that if you want professional photos in meet and greet rooms 1 and 2, you have to follow a strict protocol. Before you step into the photo line, you need to visit the CrimeCon website, generate a unique check-in QR code, and take a screenshot of it so it's ready to scan immediately. The creators and professionals on the schedule, ranging from veteran investigators to award-winning journalists, bring decades of field experience to their presentations. You'll have the chance to learn tactical insights from retired detectives like Joe Kenda. You will also hear from investigative journalists like Chris Hansen, who will break down exactly how media coverage intersects with active criminal investigations. Having your QR codes preloaded and your schedule locked in removes the friction from these encounters, giving you more time for actual face-to-face conversations. Being present in the room is step 1, but getting the most out of these channels requires active participation. You can test your own analytical skills by competing in the Brain Games Challenge hosted between sessions for a chance to win event prizes. More importantly, as experts present their findings, you should actively evaluate the forensic and scientific methods being discussed on stage, rather than just passively listening. Investigate how public interest can drive actual results, like the independent DNA petition for the John Benet Ramsey case that was launched and amplified through the Convention Zone platform. You'll also see this dynamic examined thoroughly during the sessions covering the Long Island serial killer and the investigation into Rex Heuermann. The real value of this convention comes from looking past the basic facts of a case to critically analyze how science, the media, and the justice system actually operate together. So let's review your final checklist. Your day bag is packed, your Sketch app is loaded with case files, and your QR codes are screenshotted and ready to scan. If you haven't downloaded the Sketch app yet, do that right now. While that's downloading, drop a comment below and let us know which speaker or creator you are most excited to meet. Take a moment to reflect on how the engagement of this community contributes to real-world investigations and advocacy efforts. You now have the exact strategy you need. Step into the venue, stick to the plan, and have a great time navigating CrimeCon 2026.
Okay, so there's that. Very polished, AI inspired navigating CrimeCon 2026. Okay. I've never been, don't really want to go. And I respect their experiences. I mean, their experiences are their experiences. I'm not trying to take away from anybody's experience. I don't know, just digging into the background of these people, and I can't help it now. Like, I wish that I had this filter again to where I could shut off and just not know that the big money is what drives all these things, and those big people with big money aren't the kind of people that I respect at all. And so I can't help it, okay? And it sucks to be me now because I am a wet bag. I'm like a wet blanket everywhere I go. I'm just like, but and I mean, for a while I know I knocked Jason down for a little bit, and I'm just like, look, I'm not saying everybody's bad. I'm not saying that at all. I don't believe that at all. At all. But I just I'm realistic about it, like I can't look away and just wall that off. I cannot do it. I mean, it's just, I mean, that doesn't do, I don't know. I don't find that valuable in my life. So here I am, Miss Wet Blanket and all, here to just be negative Nelly, but it's not. It's just, it can be perceived that way. So I like the truth behind things. I like to know where my money's going. I like to know what I am contributing to. I want to know what I'm helping amplify. Okay. And I'm just not one that wants to amplify this. Okay. Only because of my experience with all of this stuff aside from going to CrimeCon. So, I mean, but my parents were invited in 2021 to the Las Vegas CrimeCon. So, I mean, and unknowing, right? I hope that they had fun. Everybody was respectful, that there weren't any Trishas, wanting to catch a moment, where a victim's father is, going to admit wrongdoing or something on an illegally obtained recording. Okay. Like, I can't imagine being like feeling ballsy enough to do that myself. And that's one of the things that separate me from Trisha, okay? Because I don't feel like I'm entitled. I don't feel like that's my place. I feel like that is the place of law enforcement to do their duties. I understand people not being held to justice. Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, Zalima Pastinez, Melanie Boudreaux, Pulowski, should I name any more? There's plenty. Okay. But it's not my place to ever go and confront them and just do what she did ever. I mean, that's for those people with those experts, those people in that profession to do, not for me to take it upon myself or just say, oh, today I'm going to be a journalist. And so today I am a journalist and that's what I am. And so you have to believe that I'm a journalist and respect me as such, like that doesn't fly with me. That goes into Lori and Chad's whole belief system anyways, which is if you can imagine it, then it's real. Straight up, that's written into the zombie doctrine or whatever the hell they're following. And this is I see the same kind of belief system here. Okay. Not making it up. We can do a side-by-side comparison of things. And I mean, it would make you step back a little bit and go, ooh, maybe they are part of the cult. I don't know. So let me pull up this other window or tab. Y'all know I get lost in the tabs over here. And not the fun ones either. Anyways. But like this is from last night. And this is from CrimeCon 2026. Here we come. The old bat and a cowboy hat. Not really a cowboy hat, by the way. Somebody needs to tell her. Lori Daybell is teaching what behind bars? See, I didn't even watch this, so I don't even know what the hell. And how would they know that? Is Lauren still talking to Lori Daybell? You know, how do they know that? I don't even know what they're about to say. So we're just gonna this is her every time she mentions CrimeCon. Okay, so we're just gonna listen to a little bit of Trisha.
Hey, and that's what I'm going to be looking like at CrimeCon. That's why I'm wearing the hat tonight, everybody, so you can recognize me if you're watching this. I would love to meet you. Only nice people, though, come up and say hello, say nice.
I mean, we can say the same thing. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. I want to just be like a watchdog. Okay. That's basically what I feel like I'm being. And just not only do I want to learn about CrimeCon and it's just what it's all about, right? I also want to, it also helps me to keep a watchful eye. Okay. And hold people accountable too. I mean, just I really want I feel very protective over the creators that are there. And I just do. I don't know if y'all feel the same way. I don't know if that's why you're here. Or for whatever reason. I like to do it where we learn together. So this is how I roll.
Things, and we'll have a nice little chat. And who knows, maybe I'll buy you a drink or 40. I don't know. It
40?
just all depends. But I want to show you one other picture here. Stacy, I don't know if you can see this, but I love this picture. Let me find it.
I said earlier in a couple chats, I said it last night in Hellish chat and today in Dreadful Penny's chat, you know, that I picture Stacy. She's supposed to be going. I picture her like having a paper plate with, you know, glued to like a popsicle stick with her profile photo glued on top of it and just holding it. And I saw somebody else in Dreadful Penny's chat said that they picture her wearing a paper bag. Just never to see the secret. I don't even know if I'd call her a moderator. I don't know. She doesn't really seem like if this is what if this is a good example. If this is what they describe as an executive producer, then it tells you everything you need to know about how they describe and define what a stalker is. Okay. Worlds apart, because executive producer to me doesn't come on screen at all, doesn't take up real estate, isn't there for me to go, right, Stacy, you know, and just confirm everything that I'm peddling out here. I mean, it's just, I don't think so. I don't think that's what that is. So shocker.
Of you, it just cracks me up because it is such a perfect picture of a little kid, of little kids. This is what parents make their kids do: line up like they're in a firing squad almost, you know, like, okay, who's next?
This is Stacy right here. I hated those damn outfits.
You know, standing there all said, your little friend in the middle, she's at least smiling, going, well, oh well. But you go ahead.
Oh, what? Go ahead.
No, you go. Who's that?
We had won an award, and teachers were taking our photo for it.
What was the award?
I don't remember. It was like 4th grade or below.
Well, make it up. Just make something wild.
I have to remember.
Like you discovered cold fusion, and then the big companies came and quashed it, so you were never able to, you know, fix it. Something like that. Anyway, but I love Stacey.
Trisha can be funny when she wants to, but everything else just makes her really not funny to me.
See, Stacy's there with the little green top with the little bit of green in it, and you know, looking all fancy and cute. I just love those pictures. That is just absolutely adorable. Anyway,
totally 70s.
Boy, was that totally 70s.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Now we're going to go to 4418.
Starts Thursday. I'm not getting there till Thursday morning. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Wraps up Sunday afternoon. And I swear, it goes so fast you can't believe it. So, okay, everybody. Stacy, thank you. I want to thank our wonderful mods. I love you guys. 4 Sons mom.
But before she even bows out, oh, well, let's finish.
Lynn Jen 2, Detective's daughter. Also,
she's still mentioning Detective's daughter.
And so Mark Garagos, your favorite person, Stacy. He'll be there on the Scott Peterson panel. Now, everybody, we know how innocent Scott Peterson is. Of course we do, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, everybody, I'm kidding. I'm being very sarcastic. Oh, and Christy and Steve Gonzalez will be there as well, and a bunch of other people. But let me just tell you really quickly. There is a panel discussion about the innocence of Scott Peterson and the new information, and I'm going to go to that. And I do have, you've seen that gorilla tape, that black gorilla tape, right?
Yeah, I got some.
Yes.
Stacey? I have got Mad Magoo, our moderator. She's going to tape my hands and my butt down on a chair and tape my mouth shut, because I will be jumping up and screaming. What, Mark Garagos, what the hell are you talking about? I can't believe it. I can't believe there's going to be people up there talking about the innocence of Scott Peterson. And I'd never do that. I'm kidding, people. I'm kidding. But can you imagine, Stacey? What are they going to say? What are they going to say? What in the hell is Mark Garagos going to say? I don't know. And see, I don't know.
What does it matter, Trisha? I swear.
If there's going to be people pushing back on him or what, you know? So
You're there.
That's what's going to be very, very interesting here. So
turn your shit on.
But anyway, I can't wait to see that. I really can't. Paul Holes. Yes, we love Paul. He also works with
Othram. Okay, I didn't know she was about to say
Othram. He will be there. He is such a doll. Beth Terrace. I haven't seen Beth or talked to her for such a long time. We used to talk all the time during the Casey Anthony days and the Jodi Arias days, especially during the Jodi.
I mean, Mr. H, you know, he was helping victims of violent crime, specifically Jodi Arias's victims, and Trisha intervened and they're, you know, redirected his help of crime victim family to herself, allegedly. And you know, you can find that with Dreadful Penny, okay, and Jolene. So it's just interesting how victim oriented can one person who runs this true crime forum, the best in the universe, right, but yet take away from actual crime victims' innocence, you know, by redirecting this man who got, in my opinion, got taken advantage of and was exploited, allegedly.
The Arias days. I cannot wait to see her.
How victim oriented can you be? And it tells you everything you need to know.
Oh, let's see. Let me see here. And of course, Othram will be there with their amazing demonstrations, interactive setup that they'll have in the exhibitors hall, which is incredible. Joseph Scott Morgan, Aaron Mority will be there from 48 Hours, Natalie Morales, Nancy Grace. We love Nancy. And Vinnie Politan. Yay. I will absolutely photobomb his live stream like I did last year. And he was so good about it. Let's see. Oh, Bill Thomas is going to be there.
Yes.
Oh, now Bill, tell us about Bill Thomas. His sister was killed, right? Can you, do you remember his story?
Yes.
Because Trisha can't.
The highway. There was murders on the highway. The name of it. I want to say Pike, but maybe that's not right. The Colonial Parkway murders.
That's it. That's it. Colonial Parkway. He'll be there talking. So yes. And we love him. We absolutely love him. And then
don't you just want to go
Anthony
now?
Zeiker from the CSI franchise.
CSI franchise. That's kind of interesting. I mean, because so many times I've heard people say in court or during trials or whatever, when they're talking about these kind of things, they say that people, Joe Q public, we believe that, you know, everything's like CSI. So why are you going to have somebody from CSI? The show? I used to love watching CSI, but I'm also realistic enough to know that that's not how it works in real life. Okay. Again, we do think for ourselves, Trisha and Stacy and Megan and Lauren. We think for ourselves. Okay.
Came up to me last year and said, "Hey, you knew all about Websleuths." I'm like, what? That's what I sounded like. And that's pretty much all I said. So let's see here. And where is the other ones I have here? And of course.
Oh, of course. Okay. I need to come back and see if there's anybody saying anything. YouTube bad actors, what's up? No, it's not how it works. We know that. and we can think for ourselves. They really think that we don't think for ourselves, and that we need them to think for us or something. It's the craziest shit ever. You know, Megan actually said that about my mom whenever my mom came on, and the video that was struck down, all that, that my mom didn't mention exploit until I tossed it to her. And I was like, that's because she was struggling for the word. And I was like, when somebody's struggling for a word and you offer, oh, what are you trying to say? It's what it sounded like, it was heading in that direction. And it was. Okay. So I offered my mom the word to help her move past it. And yeah, so not that my mom really felt exploited, but that I put that in her head. And so I'm like, oh my God, y'all are really screwed up, aren't you? Woo! Anyways. Hey, Amy Thorpe, how are you? All right. All right. Wait, so I just saw poor Stacy and then I moved away from it. Hey, Felicia, what you doing? I was hoping she would run across Ashley Banfield and Banfield would cause Trisha to short circuit. Old bat in a fried cowboy hat. That's what it would be. Oh my Lord. Right? I know. Interesting visual, huh? Thank you, Deanne. Thank you. Olap video regarding Trisha and Ted Bundy is amazing, right? And there's actually another one, a more recent one. I don't know if Olap knows that, but if she's here, then I'm letting you know. Where Trisha went on Jim Rathman's channel within the last month. She talked about the guy, oh my gosh, what's his name? Wade Wilson or whatever, tattoo face. And she told her story again. So that's another one out there about Ted Bundy, just to see how her stories do change and or don't change. Especially the stalker one. Greg said. I wish everybody had shirts that said Greg said. I really do. Thank you. Again, they don't hide their misdeeds, and that is crazy to me, right? I know what you're saying, and it's like, but it's so cringe. It's cringe to me. Anyways. If you wanted to know how I feel. And let's see. Molly Colleen, are you there? We saw you. I've seen a few folks like Nancy Grace, Vinny P, Gabby Petito's mom, and Chris and Nancy from the interview room. Well, cool. Are y'all having fun? Staying safe? You marking yourself safe, ma'am? Miss Molly Colleen? Thank you for letting us know. No, you're not. This is what the show's about. Do it, lady. No, I like saying that. But yeah, no, we want y'all to check in. We want to mark you safe. We want to say, yep, I remember she was in Cresh's chat last night. She's safe. She's not being framed for a crime she did not commit. Okay? She's marking herself safe. Okay. All right, we got our first one. Anyways. Thank you. And I hope you have loads of fun. And we want to hear all about it. If CrimeCon was up to freebie to Christina this year, they have eyes on HTC gang this time. Yes, that, and I might have written a complaint or something. Never know. I'm sure I'm not the only one either. Because why? Because we can think for ourselves, Tell these old bats that. Yeah. Glad to see you, Molly. Tell everybody we said hi, and to you, of course, stay safe. It's, drink lots of water too, because it's hot. Allegedly. Yeah. Oh God. Greg said, watch out for Trisha. And hide your frontal lobes. Hide your frontal lobes, okay? Keep your frontal lobes, protect head. That's what Greg said. Hey, Aussie, Cheryl, and Amanda. How are you guys doing? Oh, she says, will do. Hide it. Hide your frontal lobes now. Put them under your seat. Now I'm picking. All right, let's continue. Old bat in a cowboy hat talking some shit. And okay, so just listening to what she's talking about.
Chris Hansen will be there. Peter Van Zandt. It's just going to be an amazing event this year. So let's see here. Oh, Josh Mankiewicz. I love him from Dateline. And
I'm
of
about
course,
to
our
put mine
good
on.
friend Cheryl McCollum will be there with her new book, Swans Don't Swim in a Sewer. We're going to try and have an impromptu book club meeting. We hope we can put that together. Joe
Oh, is it
Kenda
gonna
is
be
going to be
secret?
there. I think
Is it going to be a secret one? I mean, an impromptu book? What'd you just say? We're going to try and have an impromptu book club. Last time she walked, and I mean, you could tell it was so freaking obvious. Like the commenter said earlier, they do it out in the open, in plain sight, if you will. And I mean, whenever Trisha and Stacy were really pushing, not too many streams ago, this whole, hey, yeah, we're doing, not Patreon, but, a Zoom meeting, a Zoom call meeting or whatever. And she just flat had a banner and everything ready to promote that to those who, were going to join it, and it ended up talking shit about Jolene, about I had one of my old moderators in there talking shit, saying that I was one of the harassers, and I was like, wow, wow. The tables are they're upside down. They're not even turned. They're like upside down and unfamiliar to me. It's wild. And I mean, I don't ever want to be like what they're trying to say. And I mean, often I'm like, I hope I'm not coming off that way. That's not my shtick. I'm not here to do this. I'm here to hold them accountable and expose. Okay. Expose, because people need to know and have a heads up. Victims' families need to know about these kind of people, in my experience, have been predatory, have been the shark swimming around in your most vulnerable time. That's called exploitation, just out to just do things that you're not signed up to do, that you didn't give consent to do, like raising funds in my family's names. The victims, Charles, Tylee, and JJ, those are my family. And even though she does not have consent, I've had a few people let me know that even though a few streams ago, she claimed that she was not going to be using my family's names, not in so many words, but she was going to be raising money for a charity for kids. And I'm like, oh my God, can you leave the kids alone? Hey, Trisha, leave those kids alone. All right, please, living and dead, leave them alone. And again, it's like the whole celebration of Lori and Chad's beliefs. Now that I can see, now that my eyes have been open to the exploitation that has been happening for years. And it's like they sometimes sound, and it feels like they own the case, the story, and they try to own the victims. They try to own. That's how it feels, and that's super gross. I mean, Lauren even said as much. She was like, my victim, or my victims, or whatever the hell. It's what, like, you don't own me. Okay. Shouldn't have to say that at all. And they shouldn't feel like that. They shouldn't act like that. But so I'm gonna be watching her like a hawk, because I just don't trust her. She's proven herself to not be an honest person at all, in my experience, in my opinion, and allegedly, right?
Impromptu book
only because we're dealing with litigious minded people.
Club meeting. We hope we can put that together. Joe Kenda is going to be there. I think it's the most popular one there this year.
Tell him all to run.
Everything of his is sold out. So he does, sometimes they have these little special get-togethers where you can pay extra. I mean, just boom, no tickets. That was long gone, long time ago.
I know, Maury.
So, John Douglas will be there. I should go up to him and say, you're wrong about John Benet Ramsey.
Oh, yeah,
and see how quickly I get thrown out of CrimeCon. I would never do that, people. I would never do that. Stop it.
I've had
John Douglas on. We've had a great time, right, Stacy?
Oh, right, he's great. I love him.
He's wonderful.
Right, Stacy.
And Mark Bowden from the Behavior Panel. I love those guys. Whenever they're there, it is hilarious. So if you're in the Vegas area, please stop by Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can buy a day ticket and just come hang out. It's going to be a blast. What were you going to say, Stacey? You're going to say something.
Oh yeah. See, well, you know, John and I agree in the West Memphis 3 case. So
What
that's
does he
all that
say?
matters to me.
Yes.
God,
And what
they,
does he
they
say
own, they
about
own
that?
narratives.
What does he say?
Yeah. That he believes the men convicted are innocent. So,
Good. Good. I'm
Yeah.
glad he thinks that. Yeah, I would not be able to handle it if he didn't think that.
I know.
I absolutely would not be able to
Oh
handle
my
it.
Lord.
And again, everybody, the West Memphis 3, if you remember the 3 boys that were murdered. Now, remember what happened. Damien Eccles? He was on death row.
Yes.
And there were 2 other boys. Anyway, the prosecution makes me so mad in that case, because what they did was they said, okay, we'll release you, but you have to, you know, what was it they had to do? I can't remember. Anyway,
an Alfred plea.
Alfred plea, that was it. Which basically is, I'm innocent, but you have evidence that will convict me, so I'm pleading innocent, but I know you could get me convicted, or something like that. I don't know.
You have enough evidence to convict.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had to take the Alfred plea, and they did it. And Damien Eccles, from what I understand, didn't want to do it. He was the one on death row, and it was getting to be his time. And they're like, no, we can't have this.
My ass.
But I want everybody, is that if there's anybody out there that really thinks the West Memphis 3 are guilty, do you think that prosecutor would release 3 wild, crazy murderers?
Yes, I do. I mean,
out on
I
the streets
do.
again?
You know why? Because I feel like that's what happened in Richard Allen over there. You know, there's people that I believe that are part of that murder, the murders of those girls. But that's me, you know. I just feel like something's amiss over there. Something's extremely corrupt. And so this is what happens when corruption happens. And it happens everywhere. No place is immune to this, I don't believe. But let's piss Huggy Bear off a little more. Right?
He would fight till the ends of the earth to keep them behind bars if he really thought they were guilty. He knows damn well they're not. And that's why he did that. Ugh.
Exactly. Yeah. See, if they felt honestly that they were guilty, there's no way that they would go in and do this plea or everything. Even, and that the reason that came about was because it looked like there was going to be another trial. They were petitioning for a new trial.
Right.
And so if they felt solid that they were guilty and they had the evidence, they wouldn't have made the plea. They would have went to trial again.
Absolutely. Yep. And
in my opinion.
Yeah. And they didn't, I don't blame them for taking the plea so they could get out and have a life, you know?
God, I don't know if they think when they talk.
You didn't, I wouldn't have taken that chance either. Some of the other people that'll be there, these are some of the creators, you know, 10 to Life will be there.
Jay will be there.
Body Bags.
Christina will be there.
Joseph Scott Morgan.
I dare you to call her stalker to her face. I'm just saying.
Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. Dog with a Bone. I mean, so many of these great podcasts that we listen to. And again, I can't. CrimeCon's just a blast. It really is. And they have,
again, tone deaf to the fact of, you know, that there's actually crime victims there. No reverence, no acknowledgement. It seems it's just who they think is guilty, who they don't think is guilty, which is very few. I've never seen that. But
CrimeCon cruises, which would be fun. But you basically have to sell a kidney to be able to get to.
Can we stop with the kidney talk?
All these things. They're a little bit pricey. Just a little bit. Oh, Crime Talk. Scott Reich is going to be there. I've got to meet him. You know what I'm going to do, Stacy? I'm going to go up to him and I'm going to go, Scott, it's me, Trisha Griffith. And he'll go, who? Security, please.
Security, be on high alert.
Get her away from me. Anyway.
Why does she want to be so confrontational with people? That's kind of interesting. Looking into her like psyche, you know. I'm not an expert, but I'm human and I have questions.
Let's see here. No, I can't wait to meet these people and say hi to them and introduce myself.
If she went to sleep at all, she probably slept right just like that, right there on that couch.
It's going to be so fun. Oh, and like I said, Cheryl McCollum will be there with her award-winning podcast, Zone 7. Weird True Crime. I love that place. Love that one.
Why don't you share it?
Again, and I'm just going to give you the link in chat to the CrimeCon website so you can see all of these wonderful
why don't you show it? I know where the website is.
Things for yourself. And again, if you're close by Vegas, come on by. We're going to have fun.
Yet she talked about a guy, in one of Olap's videos where she invited, he was somebody that was interested in talking to her about the John Benet Ramsey case. And then he said, well, according to Trisha, he lied to her and she checked out his background and he really robbed a armored car or because he worked for the company or something. I don't know. But he said that he had gotten busted by the feds for weed and whatever. Okay. But then she's like, oh, he said, I'm over here in Vegas, waving to, but she said that was basically him stalking her. Okay. So it's like, again, it's like with these definitions of what an executive producer is versus what I believe an executive producer is. And probably if I looked up in the dictionary what an executive producer is, are different than what she explains or what she thinks of things, just like they did with the stalker thing. It's that kind of opened my eyes a lot. Just pointing that out.
We will have a class.
Kelly J makes a great point.
What's that?
That would probably work, Trisha. Most people will pretend to know you just to be nice.
Oh, that's true. You know what? You're right. If I go up and say, Scott, it is so good to see you, Trisha Griffith. Remember, how you doing, bud? Because see, I know enough.
I don't really get it
about him because I watch him to make him think I know him. And then rather than be rude, he'll probably go, oh, good to see you, Trisha. I would not do that. I promise you I wouldn't do that. I will be very polite. I'm always extremely polite. So
people don't get your sense of humor. I mean, half the crap stuff you say is joking.
I know.
People don't get it. It's terrible.
I think it's easy to understand because I'm not that, I'm not brilliant. So it's not like this brilliant comedy.
Oh, geez.
I think it's pretty easy to understand. I hope anyway. Let's see. Okay, so
we need to replay all that stuff again.
Should we? Let's see. Let's see. I'm just reading here in chat.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. Kathy Lynch. Say CrimeCon cruise 3 times fast. I have a speech impediment. People have a horrible speech impediment. I sound like Elmer Fudd. If I don't concentrate, I sound exactly like Elmer Fudd. I do. Quine quance, you silly wabbit. Really. Or Daffy Duck, because I want to lift like this. So
okay,
it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Candy Williams says Damien Eccles has a YouTube channel. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. Can you find it and put it in chat for me, my darling?
Oh yeah, I follow it and his Patreon and everything. He talks about spirituality.
Oh really? God, that's amazing that he's spiritual. I would be really bitter probably if I were him.
It's more of magic. It's like magic.
Oh, cool. I love that.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm just checking in chat. At Jesse, we're going to see you at CrimeCon. We're going to see a lot of people at CrimeCon. I can't wait. And again, everybody, I'll be wearing this goofy cowboy hat, except for when I'm in the auditorium, I'll take it off. And I'd love for you to come up and say hi. Just nice people, please. Only nice people. I love nice people. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's going to be a puppy dog, a couple of puppies at CrimeCon too. Did you know that?
Yes. I saw them.
Yes, let me find that really quickly here.
I'm looking for something real quick too.
Let me see. In fact, Ronan is one of the speakers. I'm not sure what he'll speak, but they'll say good boy and he'll bark. But yeah, I think he's been there before too. He's a great dog. They say he's a certified good boy, and he is a certified good boy.
Yeah, that's so cute.
And there's this guy named Schlepp is going to be there. I love this guy. He was on there last year with Chris Hansen. I believe he's the guy that went on Roblox and found all the pedos. And Is it Roblox? Is that how it's pronounced?
I think so.
Yeah. You're the
Yeah,
gamer geeky nerdy
dumb.
dude. I have no idea.
That's some app thing. I don't have any idea.
But anyway, it was just basically a buffet for pedos, and this kid Schlepp was finding them and catching them, and you would think they would give him an award. No, they gave him a restraining order. And Chris Hansen told the whole story with Schlepp last year, and he's going to be there this year. I'm going to introduce myself and see if I can get him to come on the show, because what he has done is so amazing. It really, really is.
Great.
So let's see here. Oh, Mike King's going to be there.
Oh, yay.
We love Mike King. Mike King is so good to us.
Not all of us. Not all of us.
And Chris Moore, the Harris County Sheriff's Officer Canine Unit. And I believe he'll have one of his puppies there too. So, oh God, I thought it said Liza Minnelli. It said Liz Morrell. See, my eyesight's going too, people. She's the Attorney General for Louisiana.
Oh, shit.
Now, again, I can't believe we're getting on this time. What are you laughing at?
Liza Minnelli.
I did. I went, wow, Liza's going to be there. That's so cool. Well, it's Vegas. Why not?
Well, yeah, that's true. It is Vegas.
Why not? Again, we're going to get to this Lori Daybell information. Now, it's rumored.
Before we do, I made something. Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? I put it over here. Okay. I'm like, damn it. I just pulled it up. All right. I made this. That's all I could do. Sorry. But there you go. I don't even have sound to it. Okay. Yeah. That's what I do in my off time. Aren't you jealous? Anyways. All right. Back to Trisha Watch. Where'd it go? Okay.
But it does come from this Lori Daybell information. Now, it's rumor, but it does come from a very good source, but we can't.
Is it Lauren? As the source, my source has revealed in the past? Because, I mean, she's in Idaho now.
Confirm it. I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. You're going to die. But first, I can't believe how close we're getting to the end of the world again, Stacy.
Oh, Jesus.
It is going to be here before you know it. And this will be the first year that we'll do the end of the world again in the beautiful new Websleuths studios in beautiful downtown Dallas, Texas. You'll watch me sleep on this couch, which of course is always exciting. And we will be raising money for a charity. And we do this for several reasons. We never want to forget the victims, Charles Vallow, J.J. Vallow, Tylee Ryan, Tammy Daybell.
Your dog is beautiful.
And I think Joe Ryan is one of them too. I really do. And I hope I haven't forgotten anybody. It's hard to remember all of the victims in the Daybell case. But also, we need to point out what a doofus Chad is, because that's when he said the end of the world would happen.
Oh my God.
Would be July 22nd, 2020.
Right.
And, in case you got the year wrong, we'll be together when the end of the world happens. So anyway, and we do it. We always find a great charity to raise money for. We'll be raising money for a charity. We are, we might do JJ School. We're working on several things here, but any money we get goes directly to whatever charity we pick. We do that every year. Now, I'm not sure if I did that the first year, because the first year I just threw it together because I didn't know what to do. And I wanted to do something. And remember, my internet wasn't strong enough to have guests on, and I could only have them on audio. Like if I held the phone up to my microphone, remember how bad that was? And so I just decided to do this new big thing where I would broadcast 24 hours in case the end of the world happened. And I just thought it was a fun little thing. I didn't think it'd be a yearly thing, but we had such a great time that it's turned out to be a yearly thing. So
my God.
Again, we're putting it together. And if you have any idea for guests, let us know. Email Stacy at producer@websleuths.com. We'll see what we can do. We have plenty of time. We have 24 hours, people. We have 24 hours. So we will definitely get some good guests on there. And Stacy, you were going to hook up with somebody and do a show. I mean, do a part of the show. What was it? Can you remember?
Oh my gosh.
We were talking to that person. We talked to so many people, and we thought, oh, that'd be great. You guys, you and Stacy could talk about blank. Now I can't remember what it is.
Oh, Little Texan.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Yes.
pulling up right now.
I thought you meant a CrimeCon.
Oh, no, no, no.
So I'm like, oh, what?
No, Little Texan during the end of the
Yeah.
world again. So, yeah, let's see. Let me just read here in chat. Anything I miss in chat? Anything we need to say? Hi. Oh, everybody. Patricia Dietrich. You guys, please say a prayer for her. She's in the hospital. She's got a bad jaw infection. Now, hopefully she's going home tomorrow. I'm going to try and call her tomorrow while I'm waiting at the airport. But please, please say a prayer for her. Give her love. You know, just
hold on. Jumping over to where she said she wasn't going to do this. Okay. This was just May 18th. This was the day after Beth B's or Janet's 1 year death anniversary. Okay. And this is what she said.
That's how bad this TikTok psychic is. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, real quick, Little Texan, do you remember when we would do the 24-hour It's the End of the World Again broadcast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Good, good. Well, a lot of people have been asking me about it, and Stacy and I have talked about it. We are going to do it again this year.
Oh, yeah,
right,
that's
Stacey?
coming up.
Yeah, it's getting closer. I can't believe it. And what we do every year is, well, let me tell you how it all started. Back in 2020, when I was doing my live stream at the cabin, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even have a guest on video on me. Like I couldn't have someone come up on stage because my internet wasn't strong enough. I had to just use YouTube and not StreamYard. So when Chad did his big prediction that the end of the world was going to happen July 22nd, I thought, well, I'm just going to broadcast for 24 hours because if it's the end of the world, we should all die together.
Yes, ma'am. And
so
I was there. I do have to say, and it helped a lot of people who were actually scared
that
to have the comfort of others around them. So it had a twofold.
The end of the world.
It did. And you do remember it, Little Texan, right?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. That's right. So we had a
not
lot
the
of
whole 24 hours,
Right.
but I was there. She knows everything, Trisha. Come on.
She does know. She, you know what? She really does.
I've
People.
been around longer than people think.
She's been around since day one, and she remembers everything.
For a while.
But
And
then we
those kind of
started,
shit?
and then I thought, well, you know, Chad is usually so right about everything.
When did you talk to Chad, Trisha?
Maybe he just got the year wrong. So we decided to do it every year. It's the End of the World Again broadcast, and we always raise money for a charity. It's got to be a charity, or a, you know, somebody that.
The joke, the inside joke is that it was the end of the world for Tylee, JJ, Charles, Tammy, and Joe. Right?
It's the End of the World Again broadcast, and we always raise money for a charity. It's got to be a charity, or a, you know, somebody that's helping children, or what the heck is this? Just a second
It's
here.
your notification that should be turned off while you're doing
I
this.
just got this.
Chad Daybell.
It might be. So I just got this weird notification, but it's got to be either a charity or something that helps children. Okay, so last year we did it for JJ's school, and we're working on another charity for it. Well, I don't want to comment on it just yet, but I just want to assure everybody, because people are saying, are you going to do it? Of course we are. We do it every year, and we do it for a good cause. We raise money for a good cause, and we also do it so we don't forget the children and the victims in this case and in other true crime cases. And we have guests on from all over the world that come and talk about it. And we, you know, it's 24 hours long, and you get to watch me sleep, which I think is probably the most exciting thing that anybody could ever want.
Yeah, if you're a voyeur, you'll love the show.
Yeah, because I sit there with my mouth open, and I sleep sitting up, and I look like an idiot. So
We watch the pets. I've got to say, though, that, you know, the school, the lady at the school was great last year. And
she was so wonderful.
Oh my gosh, yes, she's so nice. And there was no better feeling than to be able to help a school for
Well, she
children
was
with needs.
She was so grateful you know, and
she just
I'm trying to remember. I think what we did was we gave, boy, I can't remember. Did we give people a link to the school? I think we did.
I think we just give them, the link to the school.
They'll do it in their names, though.
Yeah, and
we'll
then
have to go back and look and see how we did it.
Right.
But
I did, yeah, and we're going to try and do that again this year. Okay, but we will get a good, a very good charity or children's group to raise money for.
Yeah.
And it's always fun, but it's serious too, because we want to remember the victims of this horrible, awful thing that happened. And I was watching somebody, I'm not going to say who, but they said, I just don't want JJ and Kylie and Tammy and Charles to be forgotten. And I don't think they ever will be. And
that
we're
would be the worst in my eyes. If people forgot them and only remembered Lori and Chad, that would just be
the worst.
That would be the worst thing ever. And
the worst.
You know, I have a granddaughter now who's autistic and she's deaf. And so when it comes to these children's places, the places that teach children like that, there are so many services these children could benefit from and really need, and the schools. If we can help with that in any way, or like the child-centered Mike King, the victims of crime, these children.
We did, the
we can help like that is, you know, a fundraiser once a year is
right. We did that for Mike King one year.
Even the accolades. Okay, I don't want attention to be directed their way at all in any way, because I don't want another crime victim family member to find their stream because of them claiming to do good things in my family's names. That's the whole point here. You know, like, I do believe when she said that, I was like, okay, I remember a link being shared. So hopefully it did go straight to the school. But you know, I don't want her, we don't want them to use our family's names. And they can call Tammy Daybell's family, they can call Joe Ryan's family and do whatever, you know, like I don't have any say so, but it's the point. I don't think I'm being very, you know, rude. Just, can you stop? You've been very mean to me and my family. You've supported Lauren through all this shit. Okay. And so we're not friends, apparently. You made that very clear and loud, very loud and very fucking clear. So keep my family's names out of your fucking mouths. And I mean that shit. I mean business. And if you don't believe me, I've got parents who they're not afraid of talking. They're not, you know, they're not foreign to microphones and people who hold them, real journalists. Okay. So their voice can become really, really, really fucking loud if you fucking go there. That's just me. It's not a threat. It's just a fuck around and find out kind of moment. All right. You know, not you, Hawkeyes. I was way over there talking on the other screen. Sorry. Ooh. But so this one, right? I was watching it with Every Day with Jay, and I pulled that up too because I want, you know, oh my God, where'd it go? Damn it. It is none of those. Here it is. And so this was her take on it too. Okay. Let's just start from here.
I'm afraid they're still going to rise up and punish me for that. My dad was blonde-haired, blue-eyed in World War II. Spoke perfect German. So they got him for it was called the SS back then, and it became the CIA. And what they did with my dad was literally right after the bombing of Berlin, they took my dad and several other guys and put them in this big, beautiful mansion that they had commandeered in Berlin. And that's where they did their work, because the Nazi movement wasn't close to being dead. You know, even though Adolf Hitler was gone.
And I know some of you are picking up on some things. And if you think about JonBenet Ramsey and what happened to her and how she may relate with JonBenet Ramsey.
It's off now.
It was still a problem. I'll never forget my dad telling us when we went to Berlin when we were little kids, and he said, if you look around now, you see all these buildings, it was flat, it was rubble. and you could just smell the decaying bodies. And he signed this pledge that he would never speak of what he did for our government. And the only story he told me 2 stories. One was he had to leave some pictures under a bush in a desert, or not a desert, but in a area of land. And the other, he was sent to arrest a double agent they had just found out. And he was supposed to meet him in a park and arrest him, and the double agent never showed up. And he was given orders to kill if he tried to get away. And for the longest time when I was growing up, I'd always said,
oh yeah, Tag. She said her middle name was like with an A, Ann.
But her name is Arrington, T-A-A, I guess. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Griffith is her married name.
I mean,
why has she not gotten remarried? Just that I'm curious. I'm just so fucking curious. I'm sorry.
Think about it. There's a lot of parallels. The highfalutin family doing things but keeping it under wraps. Think about how she said her parents were drinking and they were throwing up. And
okay, hold on. I hit the wrong thing. Okay, here we
makes
are.
Julie Rowe look believable. That's true and bad. That's how bad this TikTok psychic is. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
She's got it sped up, but she will slow it down in just a minute. So
hey, real quick, Lil Texan, do you remember when we would do a 24-hour It's the End of the World Again broadcast?
Yeah,
okay, good. Well, a lot of people have been asking me about it, and Stacey and I have talked about it. We are going to do it again this year. Right,
oh my God, it's way too fast for me. I had to take it down a notch.
Yeah, big LDS, man.
No, yeah, it's getting closer. I can't believe it. And what we do every year is, let me tell you how it all started. Back in 2020, when I was doing my live stream at the cabin, I
have good news for you, Kresha. You're still here. Listen, Kresha.
Couldn't do anything. I couldn't even have a guest on video on me. Like I couldn't have someone come up on stage because my internet wasn't strong enough. I had to just use YouTube and not StreamYard. So when Chad did his big prediction that the end of the world was going to happen July 22nd, I thought, I'm just going to broadcast for 24 hours because if it's the end of the world, we should all die together.
Yes, ma'am. And it was there. I do have to say, and it helped a lot of people who were actually scared to have the comfort of others around them. So it had a twofold there.
It did. And you do remember it, Little Texan, right?
Yeah, I was there.
You were there. That's right. So we had
not the whole 24 hours, but I was there. She knows everything, Trisha. Come on.
She does know. You know what? She really does.
I've been around longer than people think.
She's been around since day one, and she remembers everything.
For a while.
But then we started, and then I thought, well, Chad is usually so right about everything. Maybe he just got the year wrong. So we decided to do it every year. It's the End of the World Again broadcast, and we always raise money for a charity.
The doomsdayers, the people who believe the end of the world is coming. ATS News 11, don't you know? Woo!
Charity. It's got to be.
I'm going to plead the fifth. Oh, by the way, that reminds me of Trisha pleading the fifth about gambling. Allegedly, actually, I saw that with my own eyes. And but I wanted to ask anybody who knows, and or if Dreadful Penny is still here. I don't know if you know, but how many times did Trisha plead the fifth? Because to me, that is damning. If just the one time she pled the fifth, if it was just about the gambling stuff. Just curious. I thought about that angle the other day, and I just remembered because I need to shut up.
A charity. Or a somebody that's helping children, or what the heck is this? Just a second here.
Oh
God!
I just
got this.
Yeah, Daybell.
It might be. I just got this weird notification, but it's got to be either a charity or something that helps children. Okay, so last year we did it for JJ School, and we're working on another charity.
That tells you everything. If it really was one time, plus didn't they have like some pre whatever motions too about not letting the gambling stuff come in? I remember that too. So just whoa. The one time you plead the fifth, I mean, look at Jelaine Maxwell or whatever. She was like, I played the fifth, on every question. Trisha just chose to plead the fifth on one.
For
boom right there. They left it alone.
Well, I don't celebrate.
Nope, they left it alone. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. Why don't they go Hope House with author Tom and Lauren Matthias? They're not doing it.
Something that helps children. Okay. So last year we did it for JJ's school, and
so we thought, again, it's like I was watching this stream, so I never did go and watch the full stream. And I mean, I was just playing this, clip just now with you guys, but without Jay's commentary. But this was her take on it too. But then again, I know better. Then I'm gonna wait and see. I'll find out. But again, I saw somebody in Dreadful Penny's chat earlier warning me, that she still talked about it last night, still planning on doing it, doing the thing. So I didn't know if the person was just talking about her doing the end of the world party again. She can do whatever she wants, but using my family's names, that's something that she does not have consent to do. And she's not acknowledging that at all. And we know she watches. We know you hate watching, girl. We know one of your flying monkeys is giving me the view instead of you.
So last year we did it for JJ's school, and we're working on another charity for it. Well,
look, she says that's me. That's me commenting. I said she says she's not, but I don't trust her. Time will tell. I was going to be watching anyways.
I don't want to comment on it just yet, but I just want to assure everybody, because people are saying, are you going to do it? Of course we are. We do it every year, and we do it for a good cause. We raise money for a good cause, and we also do it so we don't forget the children and the victims.
Again, it was the end of the world for every one of Chad and Lori's victims. Every one of them. Oh my God, my phone just reset and it's doing like some weird, how when you first get your iPhone and it's like, hola, hello. It does it in all the languages, and I didn't do it. Wasn't plugged in or nothing. What the hell? Did it just update all by itself? Software update complete. Oh my God, I hate updates these days. Anyway, sorry about that.
Victims in this case and in other true crime cases. And we have guests on from all over the world that come and talk about it. And
all over the world.
It's 24 hours long. And you get to watch me sleep, which I think is probably the most exciting thing that anybody could ever want.
Yeah, if you're a voyeur, you'll love the show.
Yeah, because I sit there with my mouth open.
Ew, if you're a voyeur, you'll love this show.
It is. It's her sister.
Okay, Stacy.
We need an Apple expert.
I know. I feel bad too, but
that anybody could ever want.
Yeah, if you're a voyeur, you'll love the show.
I know. I wouldn't want her to, because then she'd get framed as
these
being.
People are so twisted, dude. If you're a voyeur, you'll love the show. Can I slow that down and clip it? That's so fucking tacky, dude.
These people drive me crazy.
It's an exciting thing that anybody could ever want.
Exciting.
Yeah, if you're a voyeur, you'll love the show.
Yeah, because I sit there with my mouth open and talk. I don't call everybody because people are saying, are you going to do it? Of course, for a good cause.
What comments? Whose comment?
Now, this next part, though, she I'm trying to remember. I just forgot it.
Krista Virgo? Whose comment? Confused, Marcy. I don't know whose comment you're talking about.
Let's see. But she's going to talk about, damn it.
No, I didn't see any comment. I can only imagine.
And we all hear that. But I just want to assure everybody, because people are saying, are you going to do it? Of course we are. We do it every year, and we do it for a good cause. We raise money for a good cause, and we also do it so we.
While I think the cause is amazing, it's your hands that are on it that disturb the shit out of me and offend us. They offend me.
Forget the children and the victims in this case, and in other.
I also wrote, she can suck it right here. Right there.
True crime cases. And we have guests on from all over the world that come and talk about it. And
because again, Trisha is so victim oriented that she intercepted funding going to actual crime victims of Jodi Arias, allegedly, and diverted it to pour into her checking account. That's how much Trisha cares about victims of violent crime, family members who are here to shoulder the burden.
It's 24 hours long, and you get to watch me sleep, which I think is probably the most exciting thing.
Oh, this part here where they're about to say that they're gonna while she's sleeping, they're gonna be able to talk. And she's like, well, I don't have to sleep that long. I'm like, oh Lord, she's got the FOMO, the fear of missing
that
out.
anybody could ever want.
Yeah, if you're a voyeur, you'll love the show.
Yeah, because I sit there with my mouth open and I sleep sitting up and I look like an idiot. So
We watch the pets. I've got to say though that the school, the lady at the school was great last year, and
she was so wonderful.
Oh my.
She was.
My gosh, yes, she's so nice, and there was no better feeling than to be able to help a school for children with needs.
She was so grateful, you know, and
she's so sweet.
I'm trying to remember. I think what we did was we gave. Boy, I can't remember. Did we give people a link to the school? I think we did.
I think we just gave them, the link to the school, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, and then,
so it's like it went directly to the school without going through Trisha's hands.
And
I remember that.
I can look and see how we did it.
Right.
But
I did. And
I'm looking at their comments. I don't even see someone with that name. I don't know what you're talking about. It's too confusing, man.
And we're going to try and do that again this year. Okay. But we will get a very good charity or children's group to raise money for.
Yeah.
And
it was hard for me to stay in chat this night because this is when we had like a small tornado, and I was home by myself. Jason had just left to go pick our son up from work, and in that little bit of window, I thought the house. I live in a trailer. I live in a mobile home on its own property, and I was scared to death. But this stream kept me not so scared. Okay. So like the lights went out. I mean, just everything. The wind was blowing freaking sideways. Shit was blowing everywhere. It sounded like the roof was about to come off. And I mean, I was like, oh my God, I was just trying to stay in my body. I was trying to stay just where I wouldn't dissociate or just wouldn't trip out. I was terrified. And I mean, it took Jason like an hour to get home. And the Circle K, jokingly, that's kind of ironic, right? Because it was a Circle K right on the corner, around the corner, and it had gotten struck by lightning too. And yeah, so it was wild. It was a wild night. So I remember a couple things from the stream.
It's always fun, but it's serious too, because we want to remember the victims of this horrible, awful thing that happened. And
so maybe they just care about the murdered victims. Okay.
And
the ones who aren't here to say, hey, don't do that in my name, please.
I was watching somebody, I'm not going to say who, but they said,
why not?
I just don't want JJ and Tylee and Tammy and Charles to be forgotten.
It's got to be one of your other offender friends. It's got to be.
And I don't think they ever will be. And
that would be the worst in my eyes. If people forgot them and only remembered Lori and Chad, that would just be.
Says the very person right here. Well, her friend who have created a whole website, or I'm sorry, Facebook page with her address on it, by the way. Okay. For Chad's letters, but it's your letters to Chad. Okay. Chad doesn't know any of this stuff, by the way. So this is just gimmicks. These are just propaganda things. Okay.
The worst.
That would be the worst thing ever. And, I have a granddaughter.
This is weaponizing concern, in my opinion, or that kind of thing. I don't know if it's exactly that, but it's very along the lines of that.
Now, who's autistic and she's deaf.
Oh my God.
And then she just exploited her granddaughter.
Shut up, Stacy. Oversharing. You're over fucking sharing.
Psychopathy.
And so when it comes to these children's places, the places that teach children like that, there are.
I've been digging into the Children's Justice Center, and it ain't looking good.
So many services these children could benefit from and really need, and the schools. If we can help with that in any way, or like the child centered Mike King, the victims of crime, these children.
Mike King. Why do all these people start children's group? Mike king who is profiling evil, he built the Children's Advocacy Center.
Which is
I
also
don't know
the Children's
why,
Justice Center.
but I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like it.
So we're gonna scooch. Well, there's this one part.
Or like the child-centered Mike King, the victims of crime, these children.
We did, yeah. The
victim of crime, these children.
Sorry.
What? I know they're gruesome true crime, like corn. When people have corn addictions.
Y'all, I rewound this so many times the other day and got Jason to listen. I was just like dying every time. I even clipped it, but I just can't find my clip. So I don't know. She's making fun of Ping. But anyways, let me play it again.
What? I know they're gruesome true crime, like corn. When people have corn addictions.
We can help with with that in any way, or like the child-centered Mike King, with that in
corn addictions, like corn. When people have corn addictions,
we can help with that in any way, or like the child-centered Mike King, the victims of crime, these children.
We did, yeah.
Any way we can help like that is, a fundraiser once a year is
right. We did that for Mike King one year for his children's center in Utah, and that was for children who have been victims of abuse, so they can go somewhere to be interviewed. So it's
what?
So they can. Huh?
It is disgusting.
It always revolves around the kids.
And that was for children who have been victims of abuse, so they can go somewhere to be interviewed. So it's not some cold police station, And so, yeah, we want, believe me, we want to raise a lot of money for a charity. So we are working on it. We will.
I doubt it. I doubt they raised a lot of money. I think there were like 40 people watching the live stream, if I'm not mistaken. And I was even on it. Okay. And I actually with StreamYard, you can multi-stream. So I can be a guest on, I was a guest on Trisha's live stream, the 24-hour live last year. And I was able to stream it to my channel simultaneously at the same time. And I remember getting a bunch of notifications from Trisha while we were live, while I was on. And y'all, I cannot sit there and read my text or anything different while I'm doing this. For some reason, my brain goes into like a traffic jam. Okay. And I just get overwhelmed. And so I have to strictly just stick to one thing, or, a few of you have seen it. How this happens. Okay. And so she was alerting me saying, hey, turn off your Nightbot. My Nightbot was pushing, my my channel, all my channel notifications, like all the things like subscribe, you can my PayPal, my Venmo, things like that, but my Nightbot on my channel had nothing to do with her channel. It wasn't like doing that in her comment section. So it really confused me at the time. And then thinking back now, I'm like, what was the point of that? Especially because that was that time when she was not monetized. She just recently remonetized. And then now saying that it's all going to DNA Solves. And I think it might be going to DNA Solves, but it's still only because I've re-listened to something. I just can't remember what it was right now. Where she kind of slipped up and said something, said as much, but just without saying it outright about DNA Solves, because we were like, well, she would have to be the creator, whoever the channel name is in, like it has to be, or on the AdSense account, that's where the money goes. So you can't have Trisha's name on the AdSense account and it go anywhere else other than Trisha. And, so it confuses me why she even did that. I don't know if it was to disrupt me. I don't know if it was really affecting her. I have no idea. She said she was going to get in trouble. You know, I guess by Othram is what I'm assuming she was meaning, but it was just weird. It was weird. So I don't know, but there's that part.
We'll do it again. You will get to watch me sleep. And again, it started as just something to do because I wanted to do something to acknowledge that Chad was wrong, that the end of the world wasn't going to happen on July 22nd. And then it evolved into this. It evolved into something fun and,
you know,
a fundraiser and something that we could do to remember the victims, and not just the victims of Chad and Lori, but other victims of other crimes too.
Yeah.
You know, we have other victims' families on to talk about what they're going through. It is really good. And then we have Mad Chatters come on. And so we're going to have fun this year. We're going to have a lot of fun. It is.
There you go.
ATS. Maybe we need to dig into that. Right.
Okay. So what Bobo Shrew says, guess what? Legit agencies prove all expenses. All contributions should be transparent. Children need help. So do animals. No pass-through organizations. Not pass-through organizations. It's pathetic. She's hiding shit. And she's standing in the way and has been standing in the way of the animal shelter receiving the benefits of Beth B's estate, right? So again, it's like so many of these opportunities where we're seeing her showing her true colors. I just hope people see. Like June. Proud of you, June.
They go there to get interviewed instead of a police station.
Now this part right here, where they go to this justice center to be involved. I mean, to be interviewed, children to be interviewed by someone there instead of a cold police station, right? Well, my thing with this is this stinks of just that. I mean, I get the concept, but to me, it also allows mishandling of children's testimonies. And it just goes to that whole SRA, you know, the ritual abuse victims where, that's just all their therapists. It's the false memory syndrome foundation shit all over again to me. That's what it sounds like to me, where it's like, oh, okay, you have just a middleman. Okay. And you will find that in a lot of these things, the middleman. I don't need anybody to tell me how I need to have a relationship with my God. I don't need a middleman, right? But look at all the middlemen telling you how you should and should not interpret God. Okay. And it's invisible. Okay. They have no control over the afterlife. They don't have any idea of what the afterlife is. They just know what they've been told and or their shtick. So that's just me. But the middleman, look at Tim Ballard, the anti-trafficking. He made millions, tens of millions of dollars. Okay. Being what? Oh, the middleman, not just letting law enforcement do their jobs, but, providing a service, because they can't handle it and they know better and they have all the answers. So watch out for these middlemen. Okay. These mediums. That's one thing I've been wanting to say out loud.
Right. They go there to get interviewed instead of a police station.
Right. To me, it's just another middleman way of interrupting and maybe misconstruing children and their testimonies, especially if they're abused. Okay. They have a whole task force. They had a whole task force. Okay. For ritual abuse. But why is Mike King on the original documentation? Like when you go look up ritual abuse in Utah, it brings you to this PDF that was made back in the 90s, I would say. And him and like the attorney general. And why is he on it? Okay. Why did they get funding for like a ritual abuse a whole fucking task force? But yet they won't actually push it to where they love getting the money. They are all about that's what it looks like to me. Like they're getting the money, but yet they don't acknowledge it. They say that's not real. That's not real. It's fucking real. Tylee and JJ are the 2019 version of that. Okay. I don't know why people have such a hard time. You know, they can talk about murder and the conditions of these children's bodies. I mean, even so much so where they share the damn autopsies. Okay. I mean, to the most horrible time of anyone's life, much less a child, innocent child. But they cannot get their minds, like people cannot wrap their minds around a label, a fucking label. And I'm like, it's ritual abuse, ritual murder. That's what it is. That's what all these cases are. A lot of them. Okay. I feel like I'm not a big gambler, but I would go on to say that they're way more outstanding than actual just regular murder, if there's such a thing. I mean, I guess it's just people aren't recognizing the ritualistic crimes of these people and the God that they do all this in the name of. Okay. They, according to the Hamblins, the girls who accused their parents and 144 other elite people, in Mormon circles, big names, big money, big, just high elites, where they say that, shit, I'm losing my train of thought. What was I talking about? Shit. 144, I know, it just happens to be 144 named, accused. They accused 144 people, elites in the circle, that I believe that it's becoming more and more apparent. I believe Lauren is actively, allegedly covering up. So, I mean, she's not the reporter that she claims to be. And I mean, a lot of you know that. But even beyond that, I believe that her job was to just make money. Okay. Doing what she does, what she was taught to do, and what she, allegedly went to school for. But also she's there to protect Tom Harrison. In my opinion, she's there to protect David Hamblin, David Levitt, and the ritual abusers. Okay. She did cover the McKells, the Summer Roney case. And I've got to be digging into that soon, because I want to compare her reporting compared to a man who goes by Goel, who has been, that's where I've learned from the documents and from him kind of putting this together in an investigative, lens. It's taught me a lot about how this is really happening, this ritual abuse and these rings of people accused of it. And Lauren just happens to be right smack dab in the fucking middle of it. And it's just so odd to me. And it's just so very interesting how she brought everybody in the Daybell Vallow case up to, exposing Tom Harrison, her, Mindy Caldwell, and Megan, right? John DeLynn, where they had, like, I don't even know how many hours, but 5 for sure. And, we had the Ruby Frankie, Jody Hildebrand stuff. We had the Tim Ballard stuff. And she just would bring people right up to basically common knowledge. Just, she put it together really good. And I think she bullshitted her way, thinking that she, like, this is my expose of Tom Harrison. But I really think she protected him. That's where I'm at right now. So I don't know. But I do want to compare her reporting to Goel's reporting on the Hamblin case. I'm sorry, on the Ronan. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I keep mispronouncing it. The Summer Roney case, because that is one of the names named by the Hamblin daughters in the Hamblin case. Okay. It's the same circle of alleged ritual abusers. Okay, same people that created the False Memory Syndrome Foundation. Isn't that something? So what? And Mike King is all, he has made me suspicious a long time ago. And I mean, it's not that I didn't try. When I didn't know any better, I was a subscriber of his. And then I started to kind of catch on, and I was like, this doesn't look good, you know? And I mean, some can call it a plant. Maybe they're planted here. Maybe they plant themselves here. Maybe they involved themselves on their own. I don't really know. But I know that the things that I learned about Lori and Chad's case and what happened to my family members, and comparing them with other cases in ritual abuse that I have looked into and other cases, period. I mean, a strong connection can be made. A strong, I don't even know what to call it. The connection can be made, in my opinion, that it's like they call it a cult and they get the benefits of the salaciousness of it. Okay. They love that media, meaning media. They love that. And but they don't quite tell you the whole story. That's also where I'm at. They don't tell us the whole story. They distance it from the church. They distance it from the doctrines. They distance it from everything that they find, important. Other people being involved, they shield them in some way since, I don't know, like Melanie Gibb, Nate Eaton, I mean, these things don't just happen. And these things don't continue on for thousands of years or however many freaking years going undetected. And how come, we can never confirm or verify these things? And I think it's just people need to get their heads out of their asses for real and stop walling off entire sections of evidence that plays into it. You can't bring it into court because of the way the laws are, the way the Constitution is. But there's other things, your five senses. Okay. Those are your evidence detectors. And it's like we've been taught to dismiss those senses. And I mean, just our common sense, but because we've been told it's a controversial or that it's never been proven or that you've never seen it with your own eyes and your own ears and all that stuff, then it's like we automatically just believe the hype. We believe the label that the CIA put on this shit in the first place. CIA came out with the term conspiracy theory. Did y'all know that happened after JFK was killed? But I didn't know all these things going into this. I've learned all these things. And it's like, wow, they lied. They're still lying. And it's not just America, it's everywhere. That's the whole thing. Anyways, I'm just looking into the Justice Center mainly because of Mike King's affiliation with it. I mean, he just so happens to be chum with Lauren from their FLDS coverage. Okay. And I'm like, but then I see Mike in a news article not too long ago where he's got the key from one of Warren Jeff's wives or something like that, where he's in the tunnels. He is showing us the damn tunnels. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Telling you, this is the Epstein branch of this shit. This is the Mormon Epstein branch. You know what I mean? It's gross. But they're kind of separated from the rest of the world because of the insular culture, I think. It protects them in that culture because they're, they only do business with other Mormons. And that was a big deal. And they got kicked out of, what the hell? Ohio? Was it Ohio? I don't remember. Michigan or something. I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't seen that in a while. So, but one of those states, William Boggs, I remember that. And because they were only they will put you out of business if you're not a Mormon affiliated, if you're not affiliated with Mormonism. And you can actually check that against Lauren. Lauren talks about how John wasn't getting any work because Jody Hildebrand was taking all of it. Right. So it's like, because he's not Mormon. And there you go. So, it also protects because of the language used, like that was a huge barrier for me to get around with the Mormonism thing. Everything's not the same. And you have to really go and dig and find out what they mean by this scripture or this story with Joseph Smith or whatever. You have to kind of understand what they mean in their lingo. Just like with Lori saying, I'm sorry, with Melanie Gibb calling Lori a core whore. I was like, who's core whore? I've never heard this in my life. And I even put it on a shirt. And then I was like, oh, wait, let me look that up. Because I don't want to be like blasphemy. You know, I don't know. I don't know who these people are. I don't know who these characters are. I've never heard of Moroni or Nephi. And I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying, like, totally different from how I grew up and what I knew in my little world. And not everybody knows that as an outsider. And so you just got to take their word for it, or some, you know, whoever is speaking on their behalf, you have to take their word for it unless you do your own research. And holy shit, I don't know if it's empowering or it put a load on me too. So, but I'm glad I did it. I didn't have just people saying, oh no, and interpreting things for me. That's horrible, because everybody has a different experience, different outlook, different agendas.
Huh?
I don't know why people think that we wouldn't do it. It's what we do every year. So
some family members come on from different cases.
Yeah, exactly. So
Because
it
we don't
all
want
should
you to
be
do
good.
it.
So
I
little
do it
Texan,
just-
maybe we can have you
don't
do
use her
kind
name.
of like a wrap up of the Duggar drama for
Yeah,
us.
no, I'd love to join.
Okay, just count on it, my dear. Count on it. It should be good. So
I mean, it's some weird time slot because I don't have
Oh yeah, let's talk about the pedophilia of the Duggars.
so many people want to, listen to
Well,
that.
you know what? We could even do it, you and me, while Trish goes to bed.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
We can
we'll
talk
get up
for
to shenanigans
hours
then.
about.
You hear, Stacy? We can talk for hours. Like, it's
Now
a
listen
bad
to
Well,
that.
you know what? We could even do it, you and me, while Trish goes to bed.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh yeah,
We can
we'll
talk
get up
for
to shenanigans
hours
That's
about
crazy.
everything.
Yes, that's you two could just go on and on. I don't need to sleep for very long, but
See, she's
and
like, I
remember the
FOMO.
first year, Levi Page saw me asleep. Was at the cabin, and
I mean, I didn't see Levi Page say this, so
he almost called 911. I think he came into chat and said, "Oh my God, is Trisha okay? What do I need to call 911?" And I was like, "No, don't call 911. She's okay. She's okay." Yeah.
I mean, describe or define okay.
The ghost of Chad is coming in.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it will be good. And yes, this year I will buy a face.
Yeah, I like what Southern is just saying right here. Please don't need, wait, I'm sorry. People don't need you having a safe space for children. Police stations are okay. Thank you.
Pack.
Right.
Yeah. I last one year I forgot. I was trying to be funny, so I had my hair in curls. Well, you put face cream on, like to.
Oh, okay.
You wear it overnight. And I was trying to be funny. I was trying to look as funny as
like
I
a
could.
mask?
Yeah, like a face mask. Yeah.
Oh,
And
I got to send you one. There's a good one you should use.
Oh, I need it. Send me
I'll send it
anything.
to you. Yeah.
But this one year, and
You can make your own, but not with freaking Pepto-Bismol.
I can't believe Angela Conley remembers this.
Stacy, you're gonna tell her about a face mask? Damn, we didn't film up many spots on
JSN, right? Okay, now I want to find real quick the very end here, where again I was dealing with freaking tornado weather outside, but she's gonna pull up the Justice Center.
Ogden.org. Is this like
And
affiliated?
It freaked me out whenever I caught this the next day when I
with
listened
the
to it.
police?
It didn't dawn on me that day, but I'm like, well, there you go.
Friends of the Weber Morgan Children's Justice Center. Utah.gov. It's got a .gov. The mission is to provide a resource to create child-friendly, comfortable environment to reduce victim trauma during child abuse investigations.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't see Mike King on here at all. They have an advisory board, but where's Mike King? Scott Brinkman. What did Mike King do?
He brought it here to America.
I guess they'll tell us.
2 minutes, sweetie. Hold on.
Oh my Lord. See the Pepto?
Here it is, I think. Let's see.
Let your animals
Yes.
outside.
Okay, let me.
Yeah, I know, Kresha. I hear you.
Lilith, I'm almost there, honey. Hang tough. Okay, I'm going to share. This is a message from Mike King
Oh,
from Profiling
look
Evil.
who's here.
And
Look who's here. Lego goes.
And just a second here. Hang on. I am muting myself now, my darlings.
I see. So she picks a charity and she donates in JJ and Tylee's name.
Yeah.
Where's the bookkeeping for this?
Where's
Kresha, I think if someone is donating in JJ and Tylee's name, that your family might have the right to ask for bookkeeping.
Or her
because
to
I
not
think
do
that
it
you
if
guys
we
should
ask
have the
them.
right to find out if all the monies being collected in your family members' names are actually being given to these organizations and how much she's taking in. Because this is fucked up.
Her face. I'm sorry, I laughed at that.
She's using their name on a day that Chad Daybell picked for the end of the world. And then saying she's donating in their name. But she should be providing documentation. She's a business.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be right back. This is a message from Mike King. Everybody enjoy, okay? This is about 50.
I don't know what
I
happened.
muted myself. This is about 15 minutes long. And it's a great message from Mike King. Okay, so here we go, people.
According to her.
I got to pull up the transcript real quick.
Hey, Miss. Okay, look, I'm really wanting to bring you to this part right here, which is a minute from there. So
directly with children. You know, I had the privilege 33 years ago of helping bring the second.
You heard that? 33. Go no further. Okay.
Directly with children. You know, I had the privilege 33 years ago of helping bring the second.
Just 33 years ago. Just 33. 33 is not our sponsor for the day. Woo!
Work directly with children. You know, I had the privilege 33 years ago of helping bring the second Children's Justice Center in the United States, perhaps even the world, into existence. It was under the leadership of then County Attorney Reed M. Richards. I happened to be his chief of staff at the time, and Reed had this vision of a place where law enforcement.
I froze up. I think that's a sign that it's not the end of the world, but I think it's the end of the night. Seriously, it did. It froze up on me. I had to close it.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to close out the night, though.
And it is. And I'm pulling this up right now because I just want to know. And a lot of people with the 33, you're probably like, what the hell does 33 mean? The number 33 holds a massive significance across a wide array of disciplines or disciples, like I was going to say. Just kidding. Including mathematics, religion, secret societies, and science. Because it is a master number in numerology and a recurring marker in history, it is often viewed as a symbol of illumination, Illuminati, completion, or hidden networks, hidden true crime. You know that hidden is just another word for occult, by the way. Here's a breakdown of why the number 33 is considered so significant. Numerology and esotericism. Esotericism. The master teacher in numerology, 33 is the highest of the three master numbers, 11, 22, and 33. It is referred to as the master teacher or the master healer. It combines the visionary qualities of 11 and building capabilities of 22, representing spiritual evolution, deep empathy, and the communication of higher wisdom to humanity. The Freemasons. In the ancient and accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry, the 33rd degree is the highest rank attainable. And if anybody who has been around here, y'all know that Joseph Smith he achieved Master Mason in like a day or two, which is interesting all in of itself. It is an honorary degree awarded only to those who have demonstrated outstanding service to humanity or the fraternity, symbolizing the ultimate pinnacle of Masonic knowledge and achievement. And then Jesus was just so coincidentally, he was 33 when he was crucified and resurrected. Mm-hmm. And here's all the other things. I'm not going to read all this stuff, but there's that. So I was just like, no, no, this is in plain sight again, in my opinion. So, I was finishing my cigarette. So I don't know, but I'm going to be so hard on her ass as far as holding her accountable and making sure she does not use my family's names in anywhere. I don't want her to use them. We don't, and it's not just it's not just me. Mom also followed the Beth B exploitation stuff too. And she was pretty disturbed by it. So just saying, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be, and it shouldn't come to this. It should not even come to this at all. But here we are. Here we are. You know? Let me do this. Why am I a square? I forgot I made it a square. Don't be square. Right? Ugh, it's wild. There's meaning behind everything. That's one of those things that's like, can't convict in a court of law about the number 33. But it's just one of those, another just thing to hold, like put a pin in and just kind of gather it, you know? It does. I totally get it. I get it. But it's the 33rd, like number 33 is the Masonic Lodge in St. George, Utah. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Rex is living in St. George, which I watched that too. And whatever. I can't deal with it today. Thank you, 2 tiers, 1 bucket. I love your name, by the way. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. I love your name. Dog whistle for sure. Dog whistle for sure. It is what it is. It's the world we live in. It's just how I've learned so many other meanings behind things. I've learned so many things just by doing my own research. Okay. That's why I'm here. And that's why I share it with you guys. Cause I'm just like, first off, I need help sometimes. I'm like, this is so unbelievable. I can't believe this is really connected to that or this just, it's not just patterns, Stacy. You know, you can't, that's basically like the conspiracy theorist label. And it's not working anymore. Okay. You need to come up with a new gig. Just saying. A new argument, because that one's so old. It's so old and wore out, and we see right through that shit. So, but thank you again. I'm trying. It sucks. They suck. They're a lot to keep up with, by the way. You know, there's still Tim Ballard going on. There's still other bigger people, but these are connected directly to my family, in our case. And so not on my watch. And that's when I transitioned, not by choice, but because of the way the evidence and the circumstances changed in my world. And here I am receiving new evidence, new information, and I'm adapting to the world that I live in, right? That's how it's supposed to go. You're not supposed to just be so rigid in your thinking where you deem red bad, or it doesn't matter where red is used. It doesn't mean that. And again, I think it was Horsewoman who was in here earlier, but was also in Jay's chat, I think. Or yeah, about the Ramsey stuff. And I mean, we were talking about, like, I was sharing information about the checkered floor, the black and white checkered floor, the grandfather clock. Those things are significant in Freemasonry. And so it was me and Nick Stan who, were kind of going back and forth with just adding to the conversation, right? Somebody in there though was not happy. They were like, "Oh, the chat got derailed," and I'm like, "Oh my God, you can't just overlook it or look into it. Like it's not hurting you." Like, I don't understand that. It's like, okay, and they don't just come right out and say it ever. Instead of saying the chat's derailed, be like, "Crusher, why are you saying this?" I'd be happy to tell you. But Horsewoman, she was like, said something about her or redoing the kitchen or something and did it in pineapple and black and white. And I was just like, I get it. Cause I'm like, I have this or that, whatever we're talking about. And I'm not practicing the occult, I get it. I'm not saying that for everything. I'm just these people, it's like what they believe in. And the symbols are there. My uncle was murdered just steps away from a black and white checkered floor. And I mean, it gives me the chills right now saying that because I didn't realize that until I started digging into the occult side of this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, what are the odds there? And then with Lori and Chad and Alex and that whole bunch, they were into the occult. That's what they're doing. They're casting out. They're doing all the weird shit. This is what they do. So I don't know. I'm just trying to navigate what I was dealt,
Send all that good energy to Patricia Dietrich. And I'm so glad you let us know, my dear. And please take care and please keep us posted. And I'll keep you posted. Now, from CrimeCon, we are going to be doing some live streams. I'm not sure exactly when or what time. I'll try and do them at the same time that we normally do. Probably be from the hotel room, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So just be a little flexible, people, okay? So let's see. I know Kelly J. Little Texan and Lynn Jen are great when they come on. They really are. They are fantastic. So let's see here. Hi, Wendy Wobbles. Good to see you. Hi, Brooker Rose. Glad you made it, my dear. And Luna Blue. And if I missed you, please forgive me. Okay, hang on. Was there anything else we needed to talk about, my darling?
I don't think so.
I think that's it. There probably is something we just can't remember.
Right.
So,
well, that's normal.
Yeah, absolutely. We always forget. I mean, we literally will start talking about a topic and then like I'll have to call my dog and I'll go, what were we talking about? Stacy will go, I don't know. We're just a disaster together. Absolute disaster. So
where's she gonna talk about friggin' Lori? Okay.
Anyway, yeah, Bipolar Express. That kid slept. What an amazing young man. I mean, he's a real young guy. I want to show you his picture.
I mean, don't do that. Don't freaking exploit the kid.
He was a teenager when he started doing this.
The lawyer he had last year with him at CrimeCon, I noticed was doing some really interesting symbolism. And so was, what's his face? Look, I told y'all I'm a wet blanket. Okay, here it is. Chris Hansen was doing some interesting symbolisms while Schlepp was up on stage, talking. I can show you, but I mean, not everybody wants to even look at it.
And Roblox, from what they said last year at CrimeCon, when they had him on a panel, they, oh my God, they were horrible to him. Absolutely, unbelievably awful. And let me show you his picture and show you how young he is. I mean, this is a young man that is doing something. He really is. And
we all have the same opportunity.
When you hear this story about what he did and how he was treated, it just makes you wonder what the hell's wrong with people. Let me put his link in chat here so you can read about him. This gives me hope for the youngsters today. I see people like him. So here's the link. And I'll put these links in the description too, okay? So here we go. Hi, Four Sons Mom. Good to see you, my dear. Oh, I'm sorry, Teresa. Oh, my cousin Teresa. Oh, good to see you, darling. She says, I'm waiting for Daybell tea. Okay, here's the tea. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I love you, cuz. She's the best.
She's mine now. Go away.
Hey, stop it. She's mine. She's mine. Mine. Here's the deal. Lori's in prison, right? And, Lori is talking about forming groups and Bible studies, and she thinks she's really popular. Supposedly, according to sources, Lori Daybell is teaching parenting classes. Did you hear me, people? Lori Daybell is teaching how to be a parent or parent.
That would be like Trisha teaching financial classes.
Classes. Now, again, I wouldn't even repeat that because it's so ludicrous and ridiculous if it didn't come from a very reliable source. Now, here's the thing. The source is really reliable, but that had to come from somebody that had to come from it. It's a bit of a game of telephone, how it comes down the wire,
Yeah.
So we don't know for sure if that's true, but would anything surprise you? Could you see Lori? I could see Lori Daybell even doing like an impromptu, not an official parenting class, just organizing some women and saying, I've got some ideas. Because here's the thing. She was one of those LDS moms, and I grew up with them, and I loved the moms that were like this that I grew up with. They knew how to make things. They were very crafty. They could do all kinds of crafty things. They could take egg cartons.
Lady, you can't claim to not be of Mormonism, okay? Okay. Your great-grandfather, whatever, however many times, great-great-great-great-grandfather, whomever, however, he was called the avenging angel for Brigham Young, the second prophet of the Mormon church, the LDS church today.
And make caterpillars and do all kinds of fun stuff that little kids love. I think she can do a lot of stuff like that. Okay. Now, as far as raising your child, give me a break. There's no way in hell anybody would take parenting advice from her. I'm just wondering if it's more like, if you have little kids, here are some things to do that I did with my little kids in Sunday school type thing. I'm trying to find out more, but we'll see.
Went to Sunday school? Taught it?
Somebody's got to dig into that if that's true.
Holy shit.
I can't actually believe it.
You can?
I know a lot, of things that go on in prison. So yeah, I can believe it.
Well, okay. Tell us why. Tell us why because maybe people don't know.
About
your
with
life.
Lori, I don't know, but in general in prison, there's a lot of classes. They try to get inmates involved, and some of them will teach the class. Some will be students to somebody they bring in to teach. That's not an inmate, and then they have the prison preachers. Some are inmates. They have some that are law people go to for law help that are actual inmates.
Right.
So, they try to get them in programs and to be busy. And so if there's an area that they feel they have some kind of skill in, and it's available.
You know what that is? That's mind control program. Okay.
That's something, and they'll develop new programs sometimes just, in there, like as they come up, if there's a need for, which I'm sure in there's already NA classes.
That
but, if something came up, like, hey, why don't we do this kind of group? Then we do that. It might just be like a club, we don't know.
That's true. Yeah, it might not be what it sounds like. It could be, like you said, more like a little club thing. And she's just yapping the most. That could be. Yeah, Jeannie Phipps, how is that even allowed? Again, we don't know. This just comes from a very reliable source. But we don't know the exact details. So we're putting it out there with a big, huge stamp on it that says, not verified, not confirmed. Just remember that. So it could be, again, I cannot imagine the prison system allowing her to teach a class on how to raise a child. It could be something very innocent, and she's taking credit for it because we know she does that. So anyway, we'll see. We shall see. We'll see if we can find out a little bit more. So anyway, well, okay, guys.
Okay. I found this just now. So thank God, I guess, It's me and Joe Schmo. And I think I bring it up right here. Maybe I didn't. Shit. Oh, damn. Gotta talk about Frank Vandersloot here and Nate Eaton. Chandler Detective. I'm sorry, the interview of Jason Mao that it was just in the Chandler docs, and it wasn't exactly I had to read it into life, I guess you could say. It was the FBI and the law enforcement. What the fuck? I'm sitting here doing this. I'm sorry. I should have had this together, but I didn't think it's Colby's interview. Let's see. I could have swore I do remember doing this with Joe about the signs, the Masonic signs, and I did the one about Schlepp and Chris Hansen. I think I did the one about Chris Hansen, but I might not have included it. But it's in one of these episodes. I apologize. There was something right here. God dang it. Let's just see. Church, 5 stations from Bonneville Communications. He said that Nadine worked for. There's Huggy Bear at a press conference or whatever. Okay, him and his parents changed laws in Idaho for statute of limitations and stuff for victims, future victims. And Frank Vandersloot admitted in an interview with Nate Eaton, KIDK is the station that Nadine worked for in 2012, I think, or 2014, somewhere in there. God, I'm like my mom. He said that he bought 5 or so 5 stations from Bonneville Communications, which is owned by the church. This is August 5th. This is before they went to CrimeCon. So you know them so well that Bonneville Communications is where Gordon Bowen worked. I mean, so you just have to kind of like figure these things out. And like, I'm just waiting to see where Frank Vandersloot is connected to Gordon Bowen. Waiting. Haven't found it yet, but it's there. I don't know where it is. But and then that Gordon Bowen is who contacted Vice News and shared that Tim Ballard, he just said shit, was not affiliated with them, with Elder Ballard. It was a way, like the church never does this. The church never distances itself from people like Tim who are giving it a bad name. They think, or Chad who are giving it a bad name. They think, there you go.
All right.
That's one of them. Oh, and you got to know that Forbes magazine is also owned by one of these elites. Okay. And Ken Krogh worked and writes articles for Forbes. Sorry, my voice. I don't think he owns it, but his family does.
The Hyundai
Maybe.
Getaway Sales Event is going on right now
Oh,
at
yes.
Stone's Hyundai.
Hyundai sales event.
0% financing
Oh, yeah.
60
Go and get one now.
2025 Hyundai Palisade or the 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. Don't wait.
No wonder we got Santa.
It's going on right now.
I'm
at
just
Stone's
saying.
Hyundai, Pocatello.
Oh, shit. I'm not even sharing the right tab. Wow. So sorry. I'm so sorry. I just looked up and I saw that. Man. What the fuck? Okay. Am I on the right tab? For shit's sake. Okay. Jeez, y'all. I'm so sorry. Twice. Oh, I don't even know. Yeah. Now I get it. He doesn't look happy that you're figuring this all out. No, he never is. He's never that happy. And it's just interesting now to look back and see and to like
Richest person. And
who is also in business with him, like who also hired him too. And then now I believe Nate owns part percentage of said company. Allegedly.
I spoke with him about the recognition here at the Riverbend Ranch. So Frank, Forbes came out this week with the most wealthy people in every state. And for the first time, you were #1 for Idaho.
Sorry, Riverbend Ranch is Riverbend Communications, which is what he named the stations once he bought them from Bonneville Communications. Okay.
Well, we've tried for years to stay off that list. I don't think lists like that.
Vandersloot is the wealthiest man in Idaho, wealthiest billionaire. And he's from Idaho Falls. He also sponsored, we were talking last time about the where the kids' memorials were held in Idaho Falls at that Willard Theater or something. And I picked up a card while I was there because I just researched this stuff. And it's where it said Car Gallery, because we were talking about Michael Carr, or no, was that the name? Michael Carr with the Ramsey case. And they all associate. I'm telling you, I can't say it all right here because, oh my God, it's a lot. But it's just the associations, the connections, the people, the names, the elites, basically. If the memorial was offered to my family, to my parents, for a place to do the children's memorials, it's very interesting that Sarah Nelson is who put that together. And Sarah Nelson is who was the PR, or what do you call that, for the Mitt Romney and Mark Rubio and Mitt Romney. They friends with him, I'm just saying, it just gets really too close to home, in my opinion. And I've looked really deep into this, and people don't like me for it. Some people are like, oh, I get it. Some people don't know.
What does that freaking mean? We tried for years to stay off that list.
Hey, also know this though, Joe, in that other interview, he says that he never wanted to run for politics. And I believe that the unspoken thing, the message that I got was that I'll just pay for them. Okay, because he actually funded Mitt Romney's campaign. Like, he was on the chair or seat. I don't know what the hell all that stuff's called, but biggest donor to Mitt Romney. And who was doing those campaigns with Mitt Romney? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Elder Ballard. And then guess a year later, or less than a year later, because this was in August of 2025. So in September, October, when Lauren, did her 9-hour live, that's when I'm finding out right after that all this stuff, it's freaky. It's freaky to know that Sarah Nelson, who even wrote a declaration for Lauren against Christina, and was noticed by, Christina produced some receipts also of screenshots of people who were checking her. You can, in your TikTok or whatever, you can see who looked at your page. And it's just so weird, awkward too, that it's like a bunch of Sarah Nelson, a bunch of Trisha was one, in a couple of them. Susan Hendricks also, just people who check your profile. And that was very telling to me too. I'll try and have that tomorrow. We don't involve ourselves in
I don't think they ought to exist. I don't think it says much for our society that we make lists like that. I visited Kenya a few times, and these little African safaris, and
so what that tells me is it to do human hunting. I'm just asking. Is I visited with Tim Ballard or people like that, and if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe there were some trafficking.
No, but he is behind TPUSA. I mean, there you go. I didn't say it. I'm just kind of throwing that down because that's and it's like Glenn Beck behind CrimeCon. It's just like, and that's the Balfi brothers, and that's what we're supposed to be looking at.
I know. It's crazy talk. That's
Oprah. All those people that say that they're not here for the views and the clicks and the notoriety are actually here for the views, clicks, and notoriety. It's all about. Or those saying that, those of us against them are here for just the views, the clicks, and those things. We're just jealous. Those things. That's who it's important to. I'm learning public image.
In my favorite trips I've ever done with
public
my
narrative.
family, and you learn things from some of these cultures. These people
you learn things from some of these cultures.
He's an asshole.
The slave trade has been going on for hundreds of years.
Have you ever heard about Frazzle Drip?
Nope.
Okay. I ran across a video one time and I can't believe I saw that. But anyways,
yes.
After this, I got to show you this other little clip that has OUR branding on something that says that.
I'm still waiting for you to introduce
Bonneville was
OUR
bought.
to us.
Hold on.
Just
Shit, I did. So this guy right here, Frank Vandersloot, bought from Bonneville Communication. Okay, that's what we're talking about. Like that's what I'm bringing into the mix here. People don't understand that he bought 5 stations from Bonneville Communications, which is church owned. So he basically bought those stations from the church. And there's an old interview of him by Nate Eaton, okay, because one of those stations turned into East Idaho News. East Idaho News would then in turn, start around 2015, within the same week that little baby Dior went missing, by the way. Interesting timing, just saying. And then would go on to report on my family's case in 2019 and on. And that's why I'm a wet blanket, okay? Because I see it. Now that I've looked behind that first layer of bullshit, the facade, what they're trying to sell you, and I'm like, what's the end game here? Like, follow the money, follow the money. Everybody always tells you to follow the money. I do. And then people get pissed off. But some people are just like, whoa, y'all been along doing this with me. And we've been following the money. And it's crazy. And I've traced it all the way up to Carlos Slim, who was the wealthiest man in the world, not in freaking little Idaho, but in the freaking world. And with the Rothschilds. And so when you realize who funded Sound of Freedom, basically, through Tim Ballard, Operation Underground Railroad, and then that it's not just like Jody and Ruby, and then Tim Ballard, and then Chad and Lori. They're not 3 separate, isolated incidents. And the Hamblins, like all that stuff. All of these are they're the same movement, but they're being exposed for whatever reason. And they're like packaged by media as being just this one-off thing. But they're the same movement. That's my honest opinion. That's my what I've learned, and it's just like we're worlds apart on reporting it. And I mean, again, the cases are over, they're adjudicated. And I mean, again, Lauren and Trisha didn't show their asses and their allegiance, Megan either, until after the adjudication. So they don't need us anymore. It's just interesting.
Out there in the Kenya plains, they raise cattle.
Thank you, though.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about cattle. And really, how you would measure a man's wealth in that society would be how many cows do you have. But it's really, really inappropriate to ask somebody that. In fact, they will warn you, don't ask.
Are you telling us not to ask?
Exactly. Don't ask. How many?
Really, a man's wealth in that society would be how many cows do you have. But it's
so it's not okay to be transparent.
Really, really inappropriate to ask somebody that. In fact, they will warn you, don't ask.
Are you telling us not to ask?
Exactly. Don't ask. How many little girls you have stashed on that Epstein plane?
Oh, Lord. It sounds like Trump saying, y'all are still wanting to know about that Epstein tape or the list or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, asshole. You're the one that volunteered the freaking to expose it. Like nobody asked you to do that. You did that. So now you can't. Of course, we're still talking about it. And they're going to continue talking about it until they know otherwise, until they learn that you don't need a list. You don't need them to validate anything that you already know. Okay. You already know in your body, in your soul, you're being lied to. So it's like you have to value. Yeah, you have to value what that person is saying in order for it to factor into your belief system. I don't value what the hell they say.
He knows in his eyes. Look at his eyes right now.
So why is that making like I've heard that somewhere before, or Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into that more. We won't. We'll put it right here on front display. Okay. And then watch the people turn away. It's crazy. You don't talk too much. You don't. I do. Okay. No. Thank you for sharing that. You know, it is what it is. It's not ours. It's theirs. Huggy Bear says, so I went in and bought all the cattle. Sloot. Yeah. So I went in and bought radio stations or, stations so I could control. Wait, I didn't even get what you said right there, Huggy Bear. So if you exchange that with Buffalo, AKA slaves, we'll just say slaves. That's interesting. Ooh, I hope. Oh, I'm going to back it up.
He knows in his eyes. Look at his eyes right now.
Mm-hmm. Huggy Bear says, so I went in and bought all the cattle. Sloot. Yeah. So I went in and bought radio stations or, stations so I could control the narrative. Yeah. I went in and did this. I don't do, politics. That hits so different. Woo. Allegedly. I don't, what did he just say earlier that we're made us think about? They don't ask. Or you don't ask people. What was it he said? I forget. I guess the first time I've seen this.
Don't ask how many cows somebody has, and ask how many cows that somebody has. And no chieftain or nobody would say, I got 17 cows or I got 32 cows, because that would be offensive. That's not how you would measure the stature of a person.
You don't measure the stature of a person by the truth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
by
measure?
Offending them by asking questions. You don't offend them by asking questions.
Or speaking the truth, apparently.
Well,
is by what their asset base is. Our society is different.
I get it. See his hands too? See both their hands? Just saying. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I gotta drop that comment probably. Oh my God. I'm gonna dig into all these things. Thank y'all for sharing it. I mean, if you want to elaborate more than just a comment section, I know. Trust me, I try to fit as much as I can in the comment section. I want to say it's 240 characters or less. And I like the maximum space. No, you can see it, but a MLM supplement, a really good one, was to be sold in my city first by a DVM, then under her MDs, PTs, yoga, another DVM, and they turned into maniac, unethical, crazy women under the influence. Oh my gosh. I want to hear your stories, y'all. I do. I need to open up a freaking phone line. That's what I need to do. I do have a Google number. Maybe we can do that Sunday.
Oh no, you didn't.
I have other pictures where they're doing it too, where Frank is doing it.
Those same principles hold here, that somebody wouldn't say how much stuff I got. I'm only on this list for one reason. That's because I'm a key shareholder in Melaleuca. I am really proud that Forbes magazine, one of the most credible sources of,
which again, it's got affiliations to Ken Krogh,
measuring those kinds of things, has placed a value of apparently over $4 billion.
Ken Krogh was a writer for it.
On Melaleuca, which our team built. I'm proud of the men and women who joined me over the years and who have built that. I didn't build that, but a lot of people.
I'm about done with this bullshit.
You're just getting started. It's just a time for another day, That way you can go in with a fresh mind. Because I'll pull those other things together too. You call it the dog hands. I see Huggy Bear right here. I call it the dog hands. I guess it's a dog. I don't know. Could be a cat. I don't know. That's Frank. That's Frank. Frank the Tank. See his hands?
Who is Frank?
Vandersloot, dude. Are you okay?
Who is Frank?
Frank the Tank.
Oh, Frank.
Vandersloot. Who are you talking about?
So we gotta watch. Yeah. Okay. I have a thing about Frank. Not a thing for Frank. A thing about Frank. Just to be clear.
We should give value to things that have more merit.
There was a time when Vandersloot did not have much money. His attitude toward wealth hasn't changed much since then. Here is a Melaleuca corporate video of Vandersloot from 25 years ago.
Oh, Joe. Hey, Joe. Wait, before he even talks about Melaleuca and the business model, just know Frank says that it is not an MLM. Okay. No that.
Somehow I totally believe
Redefined.
that. I totally believe that.
There's also stories of some people that are accused. There are 144 people accused in the Hamlin daughters victim statements. Okay. They accuse 144 higher up people in Mormonism. Okay. So just know that two of those people, Joy and what's his name? Gary Lundberg. It's a couple who talk about sex therapy and health, sexual things and
Mormonism.
East Idaho News also
Platform
did like a
exclusive.
Oh my God. They promoted is basically what I'm saying, but they did like a series, I guess, where they shared them, and it was back in 2015, and I was surprised to see that. I was like, oh my God, people that are accused of, and I have to say accused because it can never go through the judicial system because everybody's pointing fingers, everybody's recusing themselves or saying, oh nope, this is a conflict. And so 30 years now, this case has never made it to court. David Hamlin was arrested and then let go. Yeah, and like Carolina says right here, Frank Vandersloot is the richest man in Idaho. He owns East Idaho News and believes everybody believes he's Secret Santa. And then his ex-wife was arrested and then let go. And then they're like, oh nope, nothing to see here. And then they come at you in your comment section or in your Facebook messages. I mean, I had this happen already, and I'm like, I ain't really get into it yet. I haven't really given it the effort that I'd love to, I mean, I would love to tell all these stories and stuff to somebody who can put this shit together into a media form that makes sense, that people would their jaws would be removed. Okay. Like you wouldn't even have one anymore. And then AI came along. It would be so far removed. Okay. Because it would drop so far. And then it would make you, it would at least fill in the Mormon pillar of this bigger
trafficking
worldwide mind this like mind belief, okay, that's going into
hive mind.
That's Diddy, that's Epstein, that's Trump, that's of this big worldwide takeover
Mind F.
And then to see how Chad Daybell, Julie Rowe, Tom Harrison are just a drop in the bucket of people who benefit and profit off of exploiting information that they know because they're in the club, that they will never tell you because they're in the club.
Add some names to them.
Lori sacrificed her kids to gain entrance into this club and had proposed this to Melanie Boudreaux so she could be in the club too. And that's why Julie Rowe was preaching about the earthquakes and the Wasatch wake up and all this shit, and they profit off of the fear-based trauma. They know the plan. You don't. Higher law. I know, Humano. Good. I don't think they would do it though, because they own the network. So that's my thing. I'll tell anybody who'll listen.
Right.
And if they can put it into an actual format where you don't have to hear me going, what's that word? Those things. I mean, I can't do it all. What? I've done the research. I'll continue doing the research, and I have an open mind. But this is, and I mean, I make of it what you will. Like I don't ever, because I can't say this is what happened. I can only propose it and say, could this be what happened? Could this? Because there's so many answers that were not filled because of the cover up. From Joe must have whatever you call it, Discord. The very Melanie Gibb, David Warwick, from Chad Daybell. I mean, I remember looking at Lori at her trial, screaming in my head, going, "What the fuck are we doing? Why are we here? How did we get here?" Like I'm screaming this inside my head. I'm in a courtroom, can't scream it out loud. And I'm just like, society, roll over on them. Just fucking tell them what happened. Like instead, she'd rather feed her ego and save quote unquote face, I guess. And she has to cling to this. She'd be murdered. She said it to Melanie Gibb. She said, if I deny it, then I'm denying my soul. My soul would be at stake, is what she told Melanie. And I believe that. I believe wholeheartedly that's what it is. I have them all over in my Canva app. Like my Canva app, if I die, everybody needs to go look at it because I got it in there everywhere. It's just everywhere. I put things together, but I got a Google Doc of all kinds of shit. I feel so weird sometimes when I go to talk about it, and let's say I have one comment that is just like, what, and then it just kind of throws my confidence off. And then I know what I read. I know what I read. I know where I got it. I know where I've read it in multiple places, but I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird situation. All right, but I'm going to here because this is funny. And we're going to end. Oh, where's it at? Here. Hector Sosa was writing his community about the pathway to Zion. Don't tell your bishop, don't tell your stake president about multiple probations and I forget the other one, the Church of the Firstborn. Okay, this is what happened. This is how it went down.
What happened, Frank?
We took our shifting losses.
Yeah.
God.
And then the balance it showed profit.
What the hell? I thought this is where they're running through. My bad. I messed that up. It's really the clip where they're running with all the ficuses and they're like, shredding all the paperwork and everything. Anyways, so, all right. Tomorrow we learn more about Othram, CrimeCon, and Websleuths, just the whole tie-in and everything. So I just remembered this too. Shit. I just remembered. Let's see. I'm going to my channel real quick. Do I have to go? Until then, watch this. Reminder.
Hey everyone, welcome to Websleuths YouTube Live. Before I go any farther, can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Somebody tell me if you can hear me, please.
You're welcome.
Just tell me if you could hear me. Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hang on. Can you hear me? Yes, okay, very good, very good. You can hear me. Well, that's good then, because I got a lot to talk to you about. Okay.
Hold on, I just found this too. Dang it. I hate this. I want to show you everything. But there's Nate Eaton interviewing Schlepp, and this is the attorney. And as you can see,
is just an anecdotal showcase of how widespread this problem is. And it's unfathomable. And I think what is crazy is Roblox has created this problem. They've facilitated it. And rather than going after people who are trying to do something or rather than
going after the predators,
they go after me, who's trying to do something.
Right.
About
Tell us about that. So you go online to expose it on your YouTube channel, which has 2.2 million. How many? 2 million.
It just hit 2 million today.
2 million subscribers today. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Did they send you like a triple platinum play or something?
They did for 1 million. They gave me a little cool plaque.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, so 2 million. So you have a large audience.
Correct.
Is every single one of your videos about this?
Most of mine, yeah.
So most of your videos are about
all my videos since I started doing predator catching stuff. Yeah, pretty much all of them. Yeah.
And instead, what happens with Roblox?
I mean, Roblox has had very little safety changes. If not, they have only gotten worse since I started making these videos. They've only started cracking down on this when the Attorney General of Louisiana filed a lawsuit, a massive lawsuit.
Pretty recent, right?
Yeah, and what they did was just all these games where everyone was complaining about, like even games the CEO was doubling down on, just vanish overnight. They were cleaned up. They were made presentable. But even as of this moment, there's games on the platform that would totally blow your mind. They have games where there's smash or pass games that 5-year-olds can play, and they can play this in lobbies with 45-year-olds. I mean, that's unbelievable. And these aren't like some small little games. This game I'm specifically mentioning has 70 million visits on their platform. Thousands are probably playing it right now. I mean, that shows you how bad this actually is. And Roblox is totally aware of it. And their philosophy is that they don't want to go after the developers. They want to go after specifically the users, but they're not really going after the users. You can report these people, but like a lot of instances where I've reported them, nothing happens. So what's pretty much happening is it's just nothing is happening. And Roblox is just actively facilitating and owning this giant community of predators that are grooming little kids.
Did you ever get nervous or a little worried going after such a massive platform?
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely pretty worried because I am just, I'm a 22-year-old. I'm showcasing
and he goes
really
on and
horrible safety problems that every person that I was showing them to, their heads were turning. Like the story was so crazy that it's almost unfathomable.
To me, it's like, okay, so he's the whistleblower for pedos in these games. And so the guy who's representing him, if he's doing that symbol, is he saying, hey, I got this? I got this. You know, it's like a way of gatekeeping. And it's so interesting how these things could be factoring in. I believe they are, but
like, I mean, the news and media that I was reaching out to, they weren't reaching back out because it was such a crazy story that it probably wasn't going to get headlines. Because it's like, there's no way this kid's game has child pornography rings where predators.
Well, then it makes Nate Eaton look like, well, I'm giving him a platform. Look, and CrimeCon's giving him a platform because look, they're at CrimeCon. And so it's like, oh my God.
Are exchanging Robux for their for all this. And the other thing is too is like with those child porn rings, Roblox is profiting off of it. Not many people actually know about that. They take a 30% fee, a marketplace fee, and I believe overall it's almost like a 70% take that they're making off of these child porn trades happening on Roblox. It's remarkable. It's truly disturbing.
So they sent you a cease and desist. Have you ceased and desisted?
I haven't played.
Let's do
what
it
if
here.
some of them are embarrassed? What if some of them don't even understand the question?
I like catching it when they're
just
doing
what these
it.
firms are representing.
Regular hands here.
I will say from my own personal experience, seeing what is going on, I very well could estimate it being in the hundreds of thousands. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's a video I showcased at the end of my most recent video where this person asks these kids, has anyone on Roblox asked you for Roblox's currency to go to another platform to do something in a program?
Boom. I'm just like, okay, is it comfortable for him? Maybe so.
And half of the class raises her.
But it's just one thing to factor in. I'm not saying condemn somebody. Don't condemn anybody. But definitely don't ignore these things.
I mean, that's how widespread this problem is. And that is unbelievable.
Quite a while.
I mean,
anyway, so there's that part. And then I did make this. This is Insight Engine Architecture of a Private CODIS. And this is about Wolfram. Ooh, what the hell? I figured out who she reminds me of.
Databases like CODIS are highly restricted. They store profiles of known offenders and operate within strict state and federal parameters. These parameters exist to protect the civil liberties of the general public. But for investigators looking to identify unknown suspects, those exact protections act as a hard ceiling on what can be discovered. To bypass this ceiling, investigations have moved out of the state apparatus into the private sector. Enter Othram Inc., founded by David and Kristen Middleman. Publicly, it operates as a high-tech forensic laboratory. Structurally, it is built as an end-to-end identity inference infrastructure. This parallel system functions under corporate terms of use rather than public statutes. By moving the sequencing and storage into a private environment, the process shifts from the domain of state law to the domain of contract law. Constructing a borderless genetic registry requires a synchronized ecosystem built on 4 distinct pillars. Pillar 1 is the scientific engine, Othram Labs. Pillar 2 is the data harvest, DNA Solves, a proprietary platform where the public voluntarily uploads their DNA. Pillar 3 is the labor force, Total Tree Call. And Pillar 4 is narrative control, the true crime forum Websleuths. To understand the architecture of this machine, we will audit each of these pillars from the ground up. Analyzing how these components lock together reveals the trajectory of international forensic policy, moving toward a system designed to map human identity on a global scale. The foundation of this architecture relies on Othram's application of massively parallel sequencing, or MPS. This technology extracts usable profiles from highly degraded evidence that traditional labs routinely discard. That raw genomic data is fed into Othram OS, a proprietary software architecture that organizes sequencing results into actionable investigative leads. But computing power hits a physical bottleneck. While sequencing DNA is automated, reconciling those genetic markers with living people requires manual genealogical research through census records, obituaries, and vital statistics. To bridge that gap, the ecosystem utilizes Total Tree Call. This microtasking platform crowdsources the tedious work of genealogical mapping, distributing the workload to gig workers and volunteers who manually reconcile historical records with genetic clusters. These volunteers perform the manual labor required to link historical documents to genetic nodes, constructing a highly valuable dataset for the parent company at little to no cost. The true operational bottleneck in modern genetic genealogy isn't the speed of the sequencers. It is the acquisition of cheap human labor to manually reconcile the human record. The fourth pillar, narrative control, crystallized in December 2023. Othram made a strategic investment in the popular true crime forum Websleuths, reorganizing the independent site into Websleuths TCN LLC, an operational arm of the laboratory ecosystem. The forum's longtime owner, Tricia Griffith, transitioned into the role of manager. In corporate acquisitions, standard 3 to 5 year contracts are used to retain legacy leadership and prevent user base attrition while data is integrated. While moderators claim YouTube AdSense revenue goes to charity, Google's payment infrastructure for organization accounts strictly deposits funds into the registered corporate bank account. After Google extracts a 30% platform tax, remaining net funds flow to the corporate treasury. This raises a structural question. Why would a forensic laboratory tie its scientific credibility to an internet forum known for erratic moderation and Darvo tactics, denying, attacking, and reversing the roles of victim and offender? It functions as a corporate good cop, bad cop structure. The laboratory maintains an objective public image, while the forum executes the aggressive community management. The forum absorbs the public backlash and enforces ideological compliance. It operates as a PR shield, insulating the parent company from its own data harvesting operations. Scaling this infrastructure requires physical and political testing rounds. Regionally, the strategy begins in Utah. Utah provides a highly centralized data and policy grid. It is a state with deep existing frameworks for private surveillance and tight-knit community compliance. The data harvesting efforts run parallel to private networks operating within the state, accessing localized populations through established clinical and social channels. This alignment interfaces with figures who act as localized framework architects, operating within private therapy networks that bridge religious institutions and legal policy. These networks provide a compliant environment for trialing beta surveillance programs, utilizing existing social hierarchies to facilitate participation. Before a massive private identity infrastructure can be exported globally, it first scales within these regional shadow systems. The final phase moves from the localized Utah grid to the global diplomatic stage. Othram's corporate branding, Justice for All, Everywhere, mirrors the language of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 16. Target 16.9 of that UN goal specifically mandates the establishment of legal identity for all by 2030. The corporate infrastructure aligns itself with international governance bodies, prominently participating in events like the World Justice Forum in The Hague.
Thank you.
Packaging a private proprietary data grab within the language of international diplomacy reframes the operation.
Thank you.
Building a massive genetic registry is presented as a moral global necessity. Aligning with international mandates provides the leverage to operate outside the localized privacy laws that govern traditional DNA databases. When a privately owned genetic registry is validated by United Nations policy, it effectively establishes a new jurisdiction over human identity. The entire ecosystem operates in sequence. Othram Labs extracts the DNA. DNA Solves harvests the public data. Total Tree Call provides the labor to map the connections. And Websleuths generates the funding and the narrative demand. In April 2026, the parent company launched Othram Studios. This established an in-house media arm. It is designed to broadcast a produced, science-driven version of their work, controlled entirely from the top down. Launching a polished corporate studio signals a structural shift. The parent company is preparing to distance itself from the volatile legacy forum. Once the data integration pipeline is secured and the global policy ties are established, the toxic PR shield of Websleuths is no longer a corporate necessity. The deprecation of the Websleuths operational arm is a matter of strategic timing. The manager contract serves as a bridge until the system is self-sustaining. Concurrently, incoming international cybercrime treaties and online safety policies are designed to regulate or eliminate independent, community-run true crime forums. Solving individual cold cases has served as the proof of concept for a much larger project, the systematic mapping of human identity. This signals a transition where the human genetic grid, once the domain of public science, is consolidated into a private corporate asset.
Yeah, what she said. And I'm gonna save this for tomorrow, but an interesting question came up, or not question, really. Jason, he was like, I'm telling you, because he listens to everything, because I'm playing it. And it's just interesting because I don't know why this is not going. I'm looking. Okay. So what he told me was about Websleuths. He said Trisha has got to have, there's something that happened. Like either she sold just the data part, like the data portion of Websleuths to Othram. And that way there's a way, that it's like they're tied to her, but not fully. And I mean, he's just throwing this at me, he broke my brain yesterday is what happened. And I'm looking for it, but it's weird. It's out of order. And so he just kind of proposed this thing to me, and I can't find it to even back me up. Okay. To even frame it the way he said it, but it was along the lines of, again, her possibly just selling a portion of Websleuths to Othram, and that's why they don't come out and stand against her, Like, so I was like, okay, let me put this in my chat GPT, because you're breaking my brain right now, like I can't. And whenever I did, it was absolute freaking bizarre shit. And there is a way that she could have done that. And I'm like, oh my God, And so I don't know. Like, we'd have to, again, I'm just going to play that for y'all tomorrow, but I'll have it on hand. And, but it again, it broke my brain, because only Trisha would do that and not be transparent about it. Right. She's not very transparent. I remember when Googie approached Trisha early on with the Lauren stuff and asked about Othram, how she was representing Othram, and she about had a freaking hissy fit. And she went to all lengths to say that she was not that she didn't represent Othram, and just basically demean Googie. And that's bullshit. Okay. And it's just like with the CrimeCon stuff, it's not owned by Mormons. And we're like, okay, but I mean, when it's all about control, man. And in my opinion, Trisha loves to control the narrative of a lot of things. And I see the same thing in Lauren. And you saw it with Frank Vandersloot. I mean, those of you who have been around, but I mean, it seems to be par for the course, in my opinion. Birds of a feather flock together. Lori tries to control the narrative too. I mean, it's kind of what we're dealing with. The push for censorship. It has been slow rolling, but it's not stopping. That scares me. But it also has allowed me to see the patterns of behavior, about what you can say in social media posts, how they define what stalker is, and or an executive producer. I mean, it's just like, whoa. With this child, okay, Krisha, I will help you with looking into this child justice specialty center. And Mike, he is dangerous. I'm scared. He doesn't know how a team works. Wow, I appreciate that. If you will, let me see if I have my email handy dandy. Well, one thing you can't, people don't accuse me of is being fast back here. That's one thing I am not. Let's see. Let's try here. Here it is. That's my email. Kresha0123@gmail.com. And I'm honored. Thank you. I'm grateful. If anybody has anything, that you think would help fill out some context, it would be so welcomed here and appreciated for sure. Oh, I know, Mitzi. I know. My grandpa used to listen to Rush Limbaugh. But then they did that whole microphone weird thing after Charlie Kirk died. And I was like, I mean, Glenn Beck was already on my radar a long time ago. He was at the same conferences as Chad. Tim Ballard, Ken Krogh, they were all there. And again, here we are, and they're safe. They're not exposed because I believe that's how the system works. So, and then maybe by Sunday, I will have my Google number and we can do maybe a live call-in show or something. And I would love to hear you guys, talk about your thoughts on everything. Because I hate being the only one talking all the time. I hate it, rush. No, but I think still like in the same network, when you start looking like, this is me, this is just how I look at it. You can do, always do whatever you want and do your own research, but how I look at it is if they're all like Lori and Chad, the whole thing that Lori told my Uncle Charles, she said that she was a god, that she was a leader of 144,000 and she was going to usher them into the second coming of Jesus Christ. Well, then I started looking at the accelerationist aspect of it. And that's when I was really looking heavy at Glenn Beck and Tim Ballard and then even Julie Rowe and Chad and Lori, like why do they seem like they want to usher in the second coming, a quote unquote second coming? That's loosely in quotes. Okay. And then it kind of led me to what's meant, actually for a Mormon in the LDS religion, the actual second coming of Jesus Christ is the great and terrible day of the Lord, I think it's called. And that's actual second coming stuff. It's not this dog whistle. It's like Glenn Beck using the Constitution is hanging by a thread. That was used by Glenn Beck. Okay. That was my very first code phrase that I was like, or, dog whistle that I started learning about the codes and the secret language, but it's not all, if they're geared up to actually usher in the second coming, wink, wink, which is actually a new world order. Okay. So if you swap those terms out, then that is what Lori actually told my uncle, that she was ushering in the new world order. So, and this goes into the mind control programming aspect of it, which is where I believe it connects heavily to Tom Harrison, allegedly. Since Chad and Julie Rowe were meeting with Tom Harrison before the murders in his office, where he was teaching them how to portal. And in regular terms, everyday terms, that's astral projection, that is astral travel, aka remote viewing. Okay. And Lori looked at that as a gift. And she also looked at it as my Uncle Charles blocking that gift. So that to me is the mind, like, and I have a snippet too of from Tim Ballard, a lawsuit against Tim Ballard, where they included a snippet of an alleged therapy session between Tom Harrison and Tim Ballard. And then once you know that that Tom Harrison and Ken Krogh did these priesthood blessings of Tim Ballard, similar to what like Chad did to Alex, you get it? That they would, oh, glad you're here, Shauna. Anyway, so he did the priesthood blessing, but then you look at this little snippet of this so-called therapy session between Tim and Tom, and it involves ketamine. And then I ran it through my chat GPT because it just kind of dawned on me one day. I was like, oh my God, that sounds like an MK Ultra experiment or a session, whatever. I don't even know. So I read it through my chat GPT and it was like, yeah, it's very reminiscent of that. And I'm like, whoa, allegedly. These are just things that I toss around because it's like, this is an intelligence op for sure. It's a psyop. Another one. There's many. It's like they use, just like they exploit a victim from beginning to end. I mean, in every possible way imaginable. That they do the same thing with, using, even if they weren't involved in the murders, they still use it to their advantage to control the masses, I think, emotionally. They know we're emotional. They're not. They don't care. Confusion and chaos. Absolutely. It's wild. It's freaking wild. I know. Hey, I'm down. I'm not scared to give out my number, Bertrand. I say Bertrand, Bert and Ernie. You always be Bertrand to me. Okay. John Smith says, told my wife once, I'd always have them when I can't write anymore. I can just look at them. What you talking about? Let me go look. It's really interesting how technology has created and is creating a world where all those fears and prophecies from centuries before are actually purposely being pushed by factions. Absolutely. Yeah, totally. Olap's recent video on Lauren and John. What? Oh, I know. I forgot about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Holy shit. I was like, oh my God, Olap. I'm gonna have to dance at your wedding or something. Okay. Shit. I was like, of course, Bastille Day, which is also John's birthday, which is now their anniversary. Why not? They're not going. It's like I just was saying about they exploit every aspect of a victim. The club, the cult, the club does. And it's nothing different. No different, and I think that's why we see the people with the sadistic tendencies and the lack of boundaries and the Laurens and the Trishas and those kind of people. Okay. That, they can know better. It's just interesting. I don't know. I find it, this is where I'm such a nerd. I'm a nerd and I will nerd out. I'll talk nerdy every day with anybody who, I'd love to talk about it with people because it's wild. You can tell that I worked in the system by looking up my name. I need to explain it. My story. I just feel bad. No, I'm from Louisiana and it's Bertrand. It's got an R after the T. But I loved Bert and Ernie back in the day. I mean, they've been training us forever. So, it was Olap, I think she was talking about, and I think it was members only, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm not sure. I don't remember. Bastille Day, it was something to do, wasn't it, with France? I don't know. It just a lot of destruction and stuff happened. A mass ritual, a mass sacrifice, if you will, kind of like wars and stuff. I don't know. I don't remember it too well right at this moment. But anybody that knows, they'll fill you in. But anyway, so I'm going to hit the hay. I'm tired. My head hurts. And I appreciate you guys being here for this. And we'll just keep again, I know it wasn't very crime-con-y, but it is still full of crimes and cons, committing crimes, allegedly. So, we'll pick back up tomorrow. And I actually moved the one earlier. Like I was trying to schedule yesterday, trying to get them all on the books. And then it threw me. It started because I work with my ChatGPT to help me kind of do this. Because it's overwhelming to me. And it started spitting out like 3 a day, and I'm like, I'm not about to schedule 3 different freaking live streams a day. We're just going to roll with it. Okay. I just am one big stream. So I tried doing that today. And that's when I realized I'm like, wait. So I pushed the one back there were 2 today. I pushed the one back to tomorrow. I just have to change the time to whatever, the appropriate time is. So, and we're doing it according to Pacific time, because it's the same time as CrimeCon. So we'll just adjust from there. Thank you, Shauna. I just caught a frozen face with this emoji. Yeah. I don't. I mean, we all were. I was in that chat for 8 hours of it, supporting. And even after that, supporting. Like my ignorance was just, that, and it just, we're never free from this happening. It happens, even how it divided, I say it divided a community. It really didn't. They showed their true colors. So then we kind of, moved on to people that were talking about this stuff, their stuff, which opened up all kinds of other, answers to like the Tom Harrison thing, just all that. Like it opened up opportunities too. And I understand though. I mean, I get what you're saying because I felt the same thing. But we're never exalted or, we're never outgrowing this. And I think that's the important lesson here is that, okay, we realized that we were being duped by such and such, but then that doesn't mean it's not going to happen again, So we always have to kind of keep these and sharpen our discernment, And that's how I look at it. Just look at it as sharpening your discernment. And I appreciate you. I really do. I'm glad. Yeah, you start your damn YouTube channel. Okay. Do it. Do it, lady. Anyways, well, we'll subscribe for sure. But they won't change. Exactly. They won't change. It is about shaming them until they stop. Exactly. But I don't even know if they have that. I really don't think they do. I'm like, there's no shame in Trisha's game. You can see it in Lauren and John's looks. You can see how they say that the body keeps the score, and it's like you can see it. You can see it in people. I really think so. So good night, guys, and thank you, Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, and Joe. Love always wins. You guys are proof. CrimeCon, Cooter out. Bye.